We have tonight. For the first time in 7 years, we could potentially have a new state champion. Byron, do you know that only 5 teams of the 54 teams that we have in the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association have won a state championship? Can you name those 5 teams?
Zionsville, Cathedral.
You are absolutely correct. You weren't supposed to tell folks. Anyways, though, hey, folks, you're in for a treat tonight. We have a great game. And, of course, Byron Stenkus is a state championship head coach. He was the head coach for the Park Tudor Panthers when they won the state championship. Byron, we've got 2 new head coaches that are new to this state championship game. What are they thinking right now, and what should they be telling their team?
Well, it was a long time ago in 2001 when we won the Lone State Championship in the Park Tudor game. It's been a long time since then. But thinking back, I can tell you that you have to make some adjustments that you did from the games before. What's going to happen in a game like this is all of the players are going to utilize each other. And really what you're looking for is going to need some role players. The guys that don't normally do it to step up. I think in Culver, that's going to be somebody like Henry Zahner or Thomas Wallace. I think those 2 guys gave me to step up here and do something a little bit exceptional today. And what we didn't see from Hamilton Southeastern was much of the freshman female Ryan Kent. I think we're going to look for him. He was the top goal scorer for Hamilton Southeastern. He was pretty much non-existent for the man. So between him and then the staff defense, I think we're going to have to make sure that the role players, we saw that last game, get the face-off to start the game. It's going to be a scrum with Michael Bacher gets the ball. Michael Bacher gets that ball. It starts to be up with Culver Eagles.
Michael Bacher is strong, big, strong midfielder.
And a huge shot right there by number 17. Picaro, the face-off man, doesn't score a lot of goals. Usually gets a ground ball, but that is a way to start the game.
That's getting points from unexpected participants in the game. 84% face-off percentage for Picaro. Now adding a goal is helping Culver get points that you wouldn't necessarily think you would get points.
That's exactly what we were talking about. Nothing 44, remaining on the wide net. It's 16 seconds into the game. First blood drawn by the Culver Eagles. Now it's Picaro. He goes back to the face-off X and take on Tony Casiri. Looks like they've doubled hold in Hamilton Southeastern. They put 2 long holes in the ring to see if they can help out Tony Casiri. With this exceptional Picaro, who's won the ball again for the Culver Eagles.
Yeah, Picaro had 17 face-off wins last night in the game in their overtime victory against number 1.
Another guy we didn't see. Lahey throws the ball away. Another guy that we didn't see from Culver was Culver's going to score last night. Joel Stevens was a little bit missing man, so they call that a fine for the Culver attackers. They call that a shot. That late shot from the Carrots. The referee's shots. Culver takes possession, takes a shot. And there's Stevens, the aforementioned Stevens making it out right. Ethan Blake making it clear. Ethan Blake, the defense making for the Royal, turns it into the box. The Royals are going to get their first chance of offense here.
Timmy Matthew Dicus on that solid save back there. Defensively, 51.3% save percentage for the year, a total of 158 saves.
Make that first save, it's going to make you feel good, especially after the first shot in the game. So, Timmy Matthew Dicus start their offense here. They've got another personnel to run. I think talking briefly to Coach Rankins, Coach Beasley for the Royals, was talking about Wrenchen, number 20, trying to get into the mix here. So you can see that.
Errant pass, just a little bit of nerves, just trying to get people to settle down right now. It's probably one of the major things that both of these offenses in their 66 sets come here.
Yes, Seaver here with the ball, real receiver trying to do the
Seaver's going to play at USC once he graduates.
He's going to go play for one of those MCLA teams out west. Very good club as well.
Senior, he is coaching.
It's 1-0, 9:24 to go in the first championship game is underway.
HSE has a strong showing right now with fan support. We can only imagine that that's going to grow as this game continues, as a lot of the seniors had graduation at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Congratulations to all those graduating seniors.
Bacher there, big strong play. Michael Bacher on the goal, unassisted. Drives by the defense of Cannon Ellsbury. Score that goal. It is 2-0 with 9:28 left in the first.
Michael Bacher overpowering the defender, will not be denied on that play.
Yeah, Michael Bacher's a big, strong fella, and as a result of that, Coach Beasley, the head coach for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, actually moved Cannon Ellsbury up to long stick midi to cover Bacher so he could put a big body on a big body, but it looks like the All-American Bacher won the first battle there. We're going to have this face-off. See if Vaccaro can continue his domination.
Nice 50-50.
And Vaccaro again. Undefeated, but relentless. Relentless by Tony Cassiri. Tony Cassiri draws the push. There's a flag down. It's going to be against the Culver Eagles, and we're going to see a man advantage now for a 30-second push. 30-second man advantage for the Royals. With 9:17 on the clock, we are off to a fast start.
Fast start. That was an unfortunate sequence there for Culver. There could have been a trip called as well, but number 32 will sit for 30 seconds.
Well, I think it's a situation there where the Royals know that Vaccaro is an exceptional face-off guy, and if they can get Tony Cassiri to not necessarily win them, but at least make it a 50-50 ball, and then if Vaccaro does pick it up, they're going to swarm him like they just did, and Tony was able to knock that ball out, and we get a big blast shot from Lucas DeVoe. Lucas DeVoe from behind the goal feed, and that's first goal for the Royals, making it 2-1 Cathedral.
We saw that last night from Lucas DeVoe. Had a strong shot from 17 yards out in the game last night against Cathedral. Once again, a really strong shot there. Looked to be about almost the same distance, 15.
Yeah, that was a very strong play, and that's what you're looking for from your team leader is Lucas DeVoe. Unfortunately, we didn't see the assist. I know it was from behind the goal. It was probably the freshman Ryan Kemp is what it looked like. But we are now going to have a face-off again. It's 9 minutes left in the first. It's 2-1 Culver. The face-off scrum again. And we have Vaccaro loosens it up, but look at the swarming defense. Vaccaro staying with it. Picks up the ground ball. No, he scoops it away. And now we got Cannon Ellsbury double-teamed on him by Rena. Rena, he gets it off. And it's now the tandem of Topher Bauer, 43, with that ball. Now pass that off to number 3, Lahey. Lahey's going to carry it behind.
That's going to be the strategy of Hamilton Southeastern. Once Vaccaro gets possession of that ball off of a face-off, they're going to double team and try and just force him into a poor decision, try and force that ball onto the ground and win the ground ball.
We've got a situation where Lahey's at X. He's behind the goal, comes around, going against the short stick, shoots it wide. Timmy Matthew Dyke has stepped out and forced that wide shot. So good play by the defender. But it looks like they put a short stick on him, and now they're going to rotate back and then put the short stick back on the midi. Last night, Culver had a really good 1-2 punch themselves with number 45, Jackson Gray, and number 43, Topher Bauer. Christopher Bauer. And another big play by Bacher. Michael Bacher on the goal, unassisted, driving, big body pass, making it a 3-1 game with 8:04 in the first.
Just before Bacher started that dodge from top left, he waved off his teammates. He didn't want a pick set on ball. He made that dodge, switched his stick to his left hand, quickly got that shot off far post. Great dodge and shot by Michael Bacher.
Yeah, Michael Bacher, big, strong guy. And I think Cannon Ellsbury is going to have to step up here a little bit to the sophomore for Hamilton Southeastern. Number 22 is going to have to be a little bit better, take better angles. He's a close defenseman usually playing down, but he's up there playing a long stick midi right now. And he's got his hands full with the All-American Bacher.
Agreed, but HSE yesterday went down
Another win by Vaccaro.
HSE went down by 2 goals yesterday. They definitely have the firepower to get themselves back in this game.
What a really
real quick.
shifty ground ball right there by Rena. Nick Rena picks up the ball. Keegan Logan touches the box, and Hamilton Southeastern will get the ball. Keegan Logan's pushing it down the field. Passes it off to number 10, Cam Smith. They're going to settle down and set up their offense. We're playing at a bit of a torrid pace here. Even while guys are subbing, we've got Tackman still attacking the goal. So what do you think we're going to see here from the offense?
Well, right now we're going to try. It definitely looks like they're going to try and go to a DeVoe or get it to their seniors, right? This is a senior-heavy team. I'm expecting Keegan Logan and heavy doses of Lucas DeVoe.
Yeah, if Lucas DeVoe's back holds up, he doesn't mind carrying the whole team on it. So like he did last night with his 5-goal performance, here he goes again with a big dodge down the alley. Gets by, the slide comes, looks, they redirect it to X. He fires it back out, David Sage. David Sage had a really good game last night.
Solid recovery by the Culver defense there.
Culver defense rotating very well. And this time it looks like we got the freshman up top, passing that ball out to number 20, Renchin. Renchin gets it back and recovers for it. Here comes Cam Smith looking for the angle. He slaps to the ground. Flag is down.
Definitely.
He's on the ground.
Number 9. That is definitely number 9.
Evan Nair.
Junior, close defenseman. Evan Nair. Looks like he got him in the head. Probably a slashing call.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a situation where, we had the attackman driving really hard in Cam Smith, and he just slipped to the ground, and unfortunately Nair, trying to make a play at the stick, is going to hit the head. So we are now 6:32 in the first quarter, and it's 3-1 Culver with a man advantage to the Hamilton Southeastern Royals at the moment. They're going to have a man advantage for a minute. See if they can capitalize it like the last time they did. Figure they're going to work it around again, get it to X, and see if they can feed Luke DeVoe again.
Culver running a box and 1.
It's like a 2-2-2 formation right now. Moving that ball behind. Here comes the ball movement, off-ball movement. And they're looking for DeVoe again. High heat. Lucas DeVoe from the feed from Keegan Logan. Slips off the pick on the man up and scores high. Making it a 1-goal game, 2-3 for the Culver Eagle lead with 6:09. That is 2 man-up situations and 2 goals by Lucas DeVoe.
There was a little bit of just a little bit of confusion on the Culver man-down defense. They lost sight of Lucas DeVoe. Gets his hand free, top right, from distance, high heat, like you said. They're going to have to do something to make sure that they mark up on Lucas DeVoe.
Well, we've seen the 2 big players, number 2 for Hamilton Southeastern, Lucas DeVoe, and number 2 for the Culver Eagles, Michael Bacher, showing their strength so far. And an exceptional play at the face-off X for Vaccaro. So let's see if Tony Katsiri can neutralize him here. It looks to me like sometimes when Vaccaro gets that, as long as they stay with him, sometimes the Hamilton Southeastern can get that ball back like they just did and create another ground ball. But the
Bacher there to bail him out.
Bacher there to bail him out, and they're going to settle down and play offense. Although it looks like this is Rena this time matched up on Bacher. And a double team from Ellsbury. Bacher runs through it all. The ball's on the ground. It's outletted, picked up, whistle blown. He's calling the goalie in and out of the crease. So the goalie picked up the ball outside the crease and then stepped back in the crease, creating that turnover, awarded back to the Culver Eagles.
Unfortunate sequence there for Timmy Matthew Dicus.
I think you're just reacting in that case. What do you think, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely. Just probably trying to make a play.
And here we are with Gray. Gray's trying to test the defense, spinning, rolling, keeping his hands up. The flag is down. I think that's going to be on Ethan Blake right now. It's like 18 just got him trying to hit the hands and got up into the head. So Gray's going to try him again with a good split dodge. Feeds it down low to Lahey. Lahey comes around, looking for the feed.
Chooses patience.
Topher Bauer was going to try this time. This is a free play.
No.
Nice play. That's an excellent poke check right there by number 12, Ty DeSplitter.
Freshman Ty DeSplitter getting the start in place of LSM Nate Clowder, who is not playing today.
Yeah, he was not playing for disciplinary reasons, and Ty DeSplinter's doing yeoman's work here to stumble up. He's also been moved to close defense, allowing that Cannon Ellsbury to come up. So it's going to be a man advantage for the Culver Eagles right now with a slash to Ethan Blake, as the Culver Eagles are going to work this ball around and try and find a way to make this a 2-goal lead. And they get the ball inside. Shot, goal.
Too easy.
Shot, goal number 8, Henry Zahner. Henry Zahner just slid inside the defense. They just let him in, and they popped the ball inside. He turned around and shot, and Timmy Matthew Dicus couldn't do anything about it. That assist was number 45, Jackson Gray. What a really sneaky little play that was.
They do a lot of slips. this Culver team. They, especially in 6v6, they like to dodge into a pick, and then that pick man slips off. They like to do that. They're really good at it too, as you just saw there. Even though this wasn't a 6v6 situation, definitely just a sneaky little play for Zahner to get open, get his stick free, get his hands free, quick shot.
Big Henry Zahner. Make his dad proud. His dad, Father Bob, was one of the actual founders of the Culver Lacrosse program back in the day. So legacy here playing lacrosse as Tony Cassiri gets that face-off going his direction, and Alex Vaccaro still picks it up. So let's see if Titus Winter now in midfield.
I think that would be a win for Vaccaro.
That's another win for Vaccaro. Excellent play. We're down to 4:30 in the first. The Culver lead 4-2. The number 4 seed, Culver Eagles, hanging on to a 4-2 lead in the first quarter. Got a lot of lacrosse to play.
Absolutely.
As we get that dodge from Lahey. And then the shot. Oh, big power shot from 15 yards on the outside. That's number for Topher. Topher Bauer. What a great tournament this kid is having.
Absolutely.
With 2 goals late last night. And then this high heat right now. Making it a 3-goal lead. 5-2 with 4:12 to go. And a timeout on the field by the Hamilton Southeastern Royal coach, Scott Beasley.
Scott definitely, Coach Beasley definitely had to call that timeout there. Their HSE is finding themselves with shooters with their hands free. They definitely need to reorganize themselves and come out of this timeout re-energized.
Got it. That was an assist by number 3 Lahey. So Tyler Lahey getting into the score sheet there on that last goal. And boy, what a really high heat there by Topher Bauer. Topher Bauer again having a great tournament. He had an exceptional day.
Yeah. So as we have this timeout, let's thank some of our sponsors today that are able to show us this great game. Logan Street Signs and Banners, celebrating over 25 years. Logan Street's Signs and Banners specialize in last-minute signage and banners, serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 317-773-7200 and visit their new website at www.loganstreetsigns.com. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Well, we have an exceptional situation that's gone on with this tournament so far. We had the number 3 team beat the number 2 team in Hamilton Southeastern. And what was interesting about that semifinal game last night was that in the regular season, Hamilton Southeastern had beaten Cathedral with a last-second goal. And we had Culver Eagles defeat the Carmel Greyhounds in overtime last night. And in the regular season, Culver had beaten Carmel in the regular season as well. So the question now is what's going to happen here, because in the regular season on May 12th, it was an 8-7 victory for the Culver Eagles. So are we going to have that happen again, Matt?
Who knows? You know what? Anything can happen in this tournament. We've seen great turnarounds in these games, close games. I still envision this to be a close game all the way to the end. Really quick, at our IHSLA_Lax Twitter account, had a poll up there for all of our Indiana lacrosse community, asking voters to vote on who would win tonight's game, number 4 Carmel or number 3 HSE. By 54%, voters in Indiana said HSE would win tonight's game.
The senior heavy HSE. We had a great face-off there. Tony Cassiri actually made it a 50-50 ground ball, and then the real nifty hands of Nick Rena. Nick Rena, the academic All-American and first-team All-State. Absolutely exceptional stick. I love the chicks he throws. I love his stick skills, and he was able to win that ball, get to the offense as the offense gets set up here, working around for the Royals. Royals seem to be fairly patient. I think I expected that Culver would come out with a little bit of a zone defense that they befuddled Carmel with, but it looks like they're staying with man-to-man, and a really great shot there.
Great shot.
And there's one of those players that we didn't see from last night, Tyler Renshin, who runs around quite a bit, actually scores that goal fairly unassisted, takes that drive, makes it a 5-3 game. So HSE notches another one, closed the gap with a 2 with 3:23 to go in the first period. Tyler Renshin, yes.
Just a simple right-handed dodge down the alley, but definitely gets a ton of power on that shot, full speed on the run. Great shot by Tyler Renshin.
And again, talking with Coach Beasley before the game, he said that he thought Tyler Renshin was one of those kids that was going to have a big game. He was a little bit quiet last night, and thought that they could lean on him a little bit more, and he's answered that call that Coach sent out to him. I think that Kirk Brown's going to be real happy, coach for Culver, with Vaccaro continuing the wins here with only one loss to the face-off X as he wins another one. Sprints down the middle. HSE seems to swarm the ball, puts it on the turf. It's going to be a good scrum here. Tell you what, this is a nice physical game. The refs seem to be letting them play unless they get hit in the head, and I think that that's a good thing.
They get their touch. They have a 2v1 down the alley.
Lahey takes the shot and scores. Scores by Tyler Lahey. Tyler Lahey on the wing with a seam. He gets about 8 yards out and just rips that to make it a 6-3 lead for the Culver Eagles with 3:02 in the first.
Tyler even had an option to drop that low to number 43, Topher Bauer, who was waiting just a step above GLE, ready to catch that in stride, turn and shoot, but chose to shoot instead, and it paid off for him.
Boy, I'll tell you put the defense in a real bind if you got to cover Lahey with the ball or Topher, who's had on fire this week. So that's a great play by Lahey to read the defense, get a great shot off, score, make it 6-3 in favor of the Eagles. We're going to have this face-off. This seems to be a huge advantage. The Royals have actually put Nick Rena into the face-off X now to see if they can do some damage that way. And the double pulls with Titus Splinter, and Nick Rena is able to put that ball back on the ground. Vaccaro comes out with it. And we're going to get a timeout called. That's a possession timeout. Good call by Coach Kirk Brown.
Excellent call by Coach Brown there to save possession. They really need to. I think they really need to, once they get possession of that ball off the face-off, find a way to get out of dodge, get away from danger, and get open space. Hard to do against this HSE team that is relentless on the pressure once the opposing team gets possession of the ball. But definitely need to find a way to either get it down the alley once they get possession of it, because we're finding that Vaccaro's getting in a little bit too much traffic and carrying the ball maybe a little bit too much than what he should. Maybe get that ball down the alley, get it to a teammate.
Well, that's a good call where it maintains possession. Possessions are at a premium here because everyone knows how volatile that offense is for the Hamilton Southeastern. And I think we're seeing a different pace than we saw last night. Last night I thought we saw early in both of those games the two teams would feel each other out and they would test the defenses. It seems to be a little bit more up and down, a little loosey-goosey, and it's actually fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely fun to watch from a fan perspective. From a coach perspective, it could be a little maddening at times.
Yeah, but when you see there's 2:49 left in the first quarter, we have 9 goals between these two teams, and the first quarter isn't even over yet. It is 6-3 Culver Eagles over the Hamilton Southeastern Royals on the Royal Field here at Hamilton Southeastern. Other interesting note is the higher seed, being the number 3 Royals, are the home team. Home teams normally wear white, but because they were the home team, they had the option and actually took the option to wear their darks tonight. They wanted to wear black and put the Culver Eagles into white. So I thought that was an interesting call. I think that's can go either way there, but I think they like being the men in black. So we'll see if that plays off for them. So Culver's going to reset here. It's 2:45 on the clock and remaining in the first. And looks like Bakker's now going to go up against Jackson Starnes. So looking by the body language, it looks that the Hamilton Southeastern Royals have dropped into a zone to sort of slow this pace down.
Yeah, I agree with you. I can see that now. They are in a zone. They just need to take care of the ball a little bit.
There was Zanger spinning through the middle, popped it out. HSE gets it, and then an errant pass. So too tall for Ryan Kemp.
I think that's a great call by HSE, though, to go into that zone, try and make this 6v6 offense of Culver think a little bit and have to figure out a way to attack this zone other than just dodging with Bakker.
Chris Roth here with the outlets pass and Michael Bakker so that Culver can start their offense again. 2 minutes, 3 seconds left to go in the first at this torrid pace. I think that we're going to see that zone defense maybe slow them down, but maybe not. Here comes Topher feed in the middle. Ball's on the ground.
That was a good look.
We got in the crease. So it looked like Topher Bauer had touched the crease when he made that feed. So it's going to be the Royals ball, and they're going to try to clear it here with Ethan Blake. Ethan Blake's going to headman that up to Sage. Sage likes the transition game. He loves to run up and down the field and find seams. Uses athleticism. Shakes through here. Gets a left-handed shot. Shot wide. Good play by Chris Roth. Chris Roth with the 52% save percentage on the year. Steps out and makes that thing go wide. So good play by the goalkeeper there.
Solid dodge, though, an opportunity and idea by David Sage to take that shot. Great, nothing wrong with that. Backed up the shot. Keep shooting.
I think we've got an open game here, a wide open game, and I think everybody's. Last night we waited for everybody to settle down, and both teams are taking opportunities when they find a seam to go right away at the goal. So here's dodge for Sage again off the left wing. It's going to be a pick by Wrenchin. It's going to come across, feed Keegan Logan. Keegan Logan with the hitch, and shot deflected. And then caught, redirected. Keegan Logan again. Incredible save. What a huge save by Chris Roth.
Chris Roth tracks that ball through a couple of high fakes.
And we get another flag down. Wow, after that save, that ball was on the ground for a little while, and we saw a lot of bodies getting knocked around. So the referees have a quick discussion, and they have thrown the flag. So they're going to assess a penalty on the Culver defense there.
Trying to see who that penalty's on.
It's going to be 1 minute penalty.
21.
We know that.
Number 21, Ryan Tompos.
Right, Tompos last night had a couple of penalties, so he's clearly one of the more aggressive players. He's a big physical kid for Culver Eagles, and looks like, unfortunately, he probably hit somebody a little bit too hard. You got a big guy like that hitting some little bodies like you got on the attack of the Eagles, the Royals. You're going to sometimes get those penalties.
I believe this is the second penalty for Culver in this game, just in the first quarter.
It's actually the third, I believe. They scored the first 2 goals.
You are correct. There were 3.
So we're now, this is going to play through. Oh, good hitch move there by number 10, Cam Smith. And a big power shot. Now we see the freshman phenom, Ryan Kemp, with a high, hard heat there, beating Chris Roth to the top. That is 25.3 seconds left in the first quarter. It makes the score 4 for the Royals, 6 for the Eagles, a 2-goal game. We have 10 goals, my friends, in the first quarter, and we still have time to play.
An excellent shot and goal by freshman Ryan Kemp. His coaches believe he is an all-star in the making.
He is definitely an all-star in the making. He is quick. He can see the field. We did not talk about him a lot last night because he just went MIA. I think the big stage was a little bit much for him, but he's got a little bit under his belt, and he just let that one fly. 25.3 seconds left in the first quarter. We're going to have a face-off. The question is, can either of these guys get a quick outlet to the ball and get it upfield? And it is Vaccaro. He wins it quickly. And he's smothered by the linebacker, Tony Cassiri. His football for HSE actually gets that turnover, gains that. Picked up by Cam Smith. Cam Smith is pushing hard to the goal. He's looking for the extra guy. He keeps fighting through a double team, triple team. Ball's on the ground, and another flag on the field. And the whistle blows with 4.2 seconds left. Boy, the aggression offense creates aggressive defense, and it's really stinging the Culver Eagles right now.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think this might be a cross-check.
Yes, it looks like it is a cross-check. That is Jonathan Ferris, the field judge over there. He's accompanied by Clint Carter and Steve Hood, who are officiating the game. Looks like they're willing to throw flags, and with the fast-paced game right now, it's going to be a huge one. That's Tompos again with a penalty, taking a knee, and it looks like I can actually see across the field as we look at the offense set up here. With 4.2 seconds left, the coach is talking to Tompos to make sure he doesn't do that again. With 4.2 seconds left, they're going to wind the clock, and because there's a man advantage right there, we're going to have no face-off to start the second.
Correct. A little bit of a clock malfunction there. They're going to run the clock off. The clock didn't start on the whistle, but clearly they were just holding the ball to maintain possession so that there was no face starting the second quarter.
At the end of the first quarter, it is Culver Eagles 6, the Hamilton Southeastern Royals 4. We'll be back after this for the second quarter.
Can I help you?
Yeah. I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street.
We moved 22 years ago.
You're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore?
Exactly.
So what are you saying?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but on South 10th Street and Noble.
And we're back here at IU Health Field at the campus of Hamilton Southeastern, where we at the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association Championship. We are about to kick off the second quarter. We had a blistering pace with a 10-goal first quarters with a 6-4 lead to the Culver Eagles in the championship game. So, Coach McEnroe, what stood out apart from the 10 goals that were scored by the combined two teams?
Well, first, I'd say if we look at the statistics, everything is pretty darn even. But we look at those face-offs, though. Culver has won 10 to HSE's 1. So 10-1 odds on your face-offs right now. HSE's got to be a little disappointed with that. But you know what? Vaccaro with that 84% win percentage off of the face-offs is just a difficult face-off midfielder to contend with. But definitely HSE is competing on those face-offs to try and get that face-off into a ground ball situation.
So the good news for the Royals here is that the start the quarter, they will not have to face off because they are a man up. And in NFHS lacrosse rules, if you are a man up and you are in possession of the ball as time expires at the end of a quarter or the half, or even the game if you're going into overtime, you get to maintain that possession and start with the ball. So the Hamilton Southeastern Royals are going to start with number 5, Pete Bachner. He is the jack of all trades there. Last night we saw him play a little extra man offense. We saw Bachner come in and play some midfield. We saw him come in and play some attack. He's now in the extra man offense as they're working it around. The Royals are getting this thing going. Moving the ball quickly. Here comes the ball movement. They're going to look for DeVoe here, aren't they? I would. Nope. Instead, they find number 10, Cam Smith. Cam Smith, from the feed from Ryan Kemp, makes that 5-6. Royals down 1 with 11:41 into 2. We keep this torrid pace, Matt.
They sure can if they keep shooting high heat. I think HSC's caught on to something for maybe found something against Chris Roth, the freshman goalie for Culver. All their goals are coming high heat right now, and it looks like he's having a difficult time with those.
Boy, we thought we were going to have a close game, and we expected a close game, and we were kind of concerned with the 3-goal lead there. But the Royals have climbed back into this thing. It's a 6-5 game. The Royals are down 1 to the Culver Eagles with 11:41 and get a face-off now. Let's see what they can do with the face-off. Can Vaccaro continue his domination, or can Kassiri and his friends actually make some play of it? And it's Vaccaro right away. Wins it out quickly to Lahey.
Smart idea by Vaccaro to get the ball out of his stick quickly.
There's a situation where Lahey's got a short stick, so he's going to take number 18, Ethan Blake there behind the goal. Ethan Blake is a solid defensive midfielder for the Royals. They don't mind him going against the tackle with a short stick. And it looks like the Royals have settled into that zone defense again.
Yep, making Culver think right now. Find ways to attack this zone. Looks like they've got Bach on the crease right now. Bach's got to get that stick up. He's got to recognize when he's open.
Tell you what, you were talking about adjustments. That's what's going to make the difference in these games. At this level of competition, it's all the adjustments inside the games we make. Not just the game plan, but how do you adjust, right? How does Coach Beasley adjust? How does Kirk Brown adjust? How do you adjust against this zone defense that's going to make the difference? You know, they say you can come in with the best plan. When you get punched in the mouth, you got to start all over. So let's see which these two teams can do about that. Who's going to make the best adjustments to turn the tide here? Lahey's driving against that zone from behind. Blake up to the task. Kicks that back out to Gray. Gray's going to work it to Bacher. Bacher with a sidearm shot. And that was a huge sidearm shot. It was not the fastest shot that I've seen, but we had number 8, Zahner, Henry Zahner, in there setting a screen, who fell down as the ball came to him to get into the goal. Bacher is on a tear. That makes it 7-5 with 10:20 to go in the second period.
Bacher's the last person you want to leave hands free. There must have been a rotation in the HSE defense, maybe a miscommunication, but definitely they need to mark up on Bacher.
I'll tell you what, both teams, number 2, if you want to go find somebody to cover, you're not sure what to do, go find a guy wearing number 2. It doesn't matter what team you're on, cover that guy.
You can't miss him. He's a big, strong kid.
Both of them.
Taller than most on the field.
Both number 2s are huge. And we got a face-off, which was won initially by HSE with Rena, but unfortunately they called a push or award, and they awarded that back to Culver, so Culver will be on the attack again.
Bacher has 3 goals to this point in the game, and we're just at the 10-minute mark of the second quarter.
Boy, we're at 12 goals already between these two teams. Swarming defense, feeds it out, and they got him on the line. Good defense. That was a great double team by Dalton Potter. Dalton Potter helped double team there behind the play. The good news to see Dalton Potter on the field. He got hit last night in the head with a shot and went down. He was able to come back into the game for a brief bit at the end there, but it's good to see him back after that shot to the head.
Definitely great to see Dalton Potter back. Was nice
And they're
to
wrenching.
see.
Oh, the high pass to Keegan Logan that goes over his head, goes out of bounds. I do see a couple more turnovers than we saw last night. Was that a fatigue issue, or do you think that's jitters for the championship game? Both teams seem to be throwing it away.
Maybe a little bit of jitters, but I think this pace, too, is one that they're just trying to keep up with it. They're trying to make plays, and at times they're just not there. They're forcing it a little bit.
And there's Bacher. Back to Gray. Gray got down to Zahner. Zahner! No, excuse me, that's number 3, Lahey. Tyler Lahey, I thought that was an 8, that's a 3. That is Tyler Lahey, drops the stick low and fires it by the ankles of Timmy Matthew Dykus, making it an 8-5 lead for the Culver Eagles with 9:24 in the second period.
What a great goal. Basically had all the time in the world to take that shot. Even had an opportunity to step in. You got to wonder where the slide was for HSE.
Do you think that's a situation where they found a seam in the zone and they're just exploiting that seam?
They could be. They're actually doing a really good job of that. If we get to, we just got some great statistics right now in the turnovers for this game. We already have 9 total turnovers in the game. Just at the 9:24 mark of the second quarter, we've got 5 turnovers for Culver and 4 turnovers for HSE.
And Vaccaro continues to dominate at the faceoff X with Nick Rena trailing, getting on his hands. Vaccaro with a shot, goal! Wins it coming straight downhill. Picks up the ball, Rena can't make the check. Goal, that makes it 9-5 with 9:19 left in the second.
This game is about swings of energy, and right now all the energy, all the momentum, it right now is on Culver, especially after you get a face-off win and you take it coast to coast from that face-off X, score a goal. That could be deflating for a team.
Absolutely. And as we get ready here for the face-off, we can start looking at the body language in the players in black. You can see there's some slumped shoulders. I wonder if there's anything that can be done there, or are we going to continue this torrid rip through the defense here by the Culver Eagles?
Got to believe, though, that HSE is going to be able to find a way to get this turned around and turn this into the game we know it should be.
Well, they made it a 50-50 ball, so let's see if that helps. And at this point, it looked like it did, but then all of a sudden there was nothing. And another ground ball, another win. This time Thomas Polomus, number 24. What a great story that kid is as we get a timeout on the field.
Yeah, Thomas Polomus.
He's only played as a freshman and as a senior. He was a hockey player up at Culver. And his sophomore year, he ruptured his spleen while playing hockey and nearly died. Then, the next season, playing hockey, he broke his elbow before the lacrosse season. So, great story to see Thomas Polomus here on the field, getting some reps.
Thomas Polomus, a senior, will be attending West Point next fall.
Yeah, he will not be playing lacrosse at West Point. He went there for the academics and to help serve his country. So good to see him go and do that. We got another timeout on the field. Not sure which team called that, but actually I expect that was a Culver timeout. So Culver timeout with 8:58 in the first half. It is 9-5 Culver Eagle lead. This is just a blistering pace. Last night, we only saw 20 goals in Cathedral HSE game combined, and we saw 19 goals by the overtime game with Culver and Carmel, right? We're already at 14.
It's an incredible pace. It's definitely exciting to watch. HSE has to do something right now with these face-offs, though. They have to find a way to neutralize Vaccaro and get more possessions, because if they do, Culver won't be able to stop. Excuse me.
No, that's all right. Keep going. I seem to have distracted you.
HSE will definitely be able to take some shots on cage if they can get more possessions, just with all the firepower that they have.
Yeah, but it's good to have. It's tough to get all those possessions with just that dominant performance by Vaccaro. And even though they make the 50-50 balls, when you've got guys like Thomas Polomus who's able to come out of that scrum with the ground ball, even though that the HSE's Titus Splinter actually was the first guy there to the ball. They come away with it. So Michael Bacher's going to start it up top. Looks like we've got pressure man-to-man, and they're going to let Rena work on Bacher. The undersized Rena against big Bacher. They're going to go with stick skills and footwork against size. And he actually caused that ball to go to the ground. So we've got to make sure that Jackson Gray now steps in, and he's going to have his go.
Bacher did not like the pressure that Rena provided there, and that's Rena's specialty. So let's keep an eye on that matchup right now. They're on the crease, both Rena and Bacher.
I know Coach said he was going to move big body versus big body, but it looks like he's going to go with the better stick skills and the better footwork of Rena to shut down Bacher. And we get a call coming around. That's Lahey coming around. Matthew Dykes with the stave. That's a good step out. He was at the edge of the arc when he made that save.
He did show great patience and waited
and
for it.
Here comes David Sage coming down. He did show great patience, absolutely.
Great patience by waiting just at the right moment to make that step you talked about. It makes a great save.
Sorry, I got real excited there. I saw David Sage on the run. I know he likes transition. I thought he was going to be taking that to the goal, but he saw the defense ahead of him that had numbers, so he pulled that out.
We have 14 goals at this point in the game, and we have 3 saves combined.
Wow. So that just shows you the high-powered offense we're seeing from both of these teams. Not only are they good shooters, but they're taking quality chances as well.
You know, even when you think about Culver, they have an interesting statistic where they've only seen 8-point shots on cage per game.
8.5?
8.5.
Yeah.
8.5 shots on goal per game to this point. Definitely going to be well above that average for this game unless something changes.
Well, it's Keegan Logan trying from X now. Looks like the Royals are still trying to test this defense to find the seam that they want. And Logan feeds it through. There's David Sage feeds inside. Oh, that was a good look. David Sage was unselfish, fed it inside. Good thing Ryan Kemp was there to pick up the loose ball, and the Royals maintain possession. I think the pace has slowed down a little bit. Do you think that's a function of defense, or do you think that's just looking for that quality shot?
I think it's a function of defense when you consider that HSE is going into that zone and then has switched it up and then extended out and changed the matchup on Bacher.
And Sage with a shot wide. Backed up by Logan.
HSE just wants to pick up a little bit, continue to get shots, and eventually they are going to fall. They just need to have patience, work together, continue to get those shots on cage.
It is a 4-goal lead for the Culver Eagles as we see Luke DeVoe try and feed the cage. Feeds the center.
Keegan Logan with the goal there.
Keegan Logan with the goal. I tongue-tied myself there talking about the player who also grew up playing hockey. Keegan Logan, the hockey player, scrappy on the inside, gets through the defense on a beautiful feed by Luke DeVoe.
Splits 2 off-ball defenders coming from GLE. I don't even think those off-ball defenders saw him.
No.
He was so small. Really sneaky move. Really great vision by Lucas DeVoe to actually get the ball to him in stride.
Yeah, and it was patience, a real patient play here as he was able to catch that with the defenders on him and still go. So we're going to get a face-off here again. So the face-off dominance continues for the Culver Eagles as Vaccaro gets that out. Tony Kasiri gets that ball loose, then gets pushed to the ground. That is going to be a loose ball push, which is technically a win for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals, who get a quick whistle and start that into the box.
Right now, anything's a win if Vaccaro doesn't come away with the ball off the faceoff.
Anybody in black getting the ball by any way, hook or crook, is the way to go. I believe that's only the second win for the Royals on the faceoff, and it had to come by way of penalties. So they'll take it the way they can get it. They scored on the last settle down when they settled the offense down, and now they're going to do the same thing, kind of work it around and find their best opportunity after they had cut that lead to 3 with 6 minutes on the clock in the first half.
You see some off-ball movement clearing out for dodging Lucas DeVoe.
And DeVoe fires hard. What a ripper of a shot. Lucas DeVoe signaled his players to go through, and dodges come down the alley with a hard sidearm right off the hip of Chris Roth. So we're going to see the replay here now, and we're going to see him just come down. He just dodges past this guy, and he absolutely just fires it. Uses all that upper body torque. I got to say, it's a Herculean effort by this fella who's got a back injury. You guys, I think you guys out there aren't really sure. When you have to run one way and then fire that shot the other one, that is all upper body torque, which is putting so much torque on that low back. And that's a low back injury. I'll tell you, I saw him in the parking lot before the game, and he was being iced down and taped up by his mother. He was clearly uncomfortable, and yet he's out here giving that kind of performance.
Mental and physical toughness there. Definitely a commitment to his teammates.
That's his 3rd goal. So matching Bacher's 3 goals, DeVoe gets 3 goals. And Vaccaro again with another win. Just, it's one of those things we don't even have to talk about. I think the only time we're going to talk about the faceoffs is when HSE gets a chance to pick up that ball. Vaccaro is just dominating here.
He's definitely a force.
So the Culver Eagles with a 2-goal lead are starting their offense. Bacher finding a seam, shoots that wide.
Freshman Titus Splinter had the markup duty on Bacher there and still continues to have it. Looks like they're going to switch up now.
Well, I'll tell you, that was a good effort by the young freshman.
Now there's Rena back on number 2, Bacher.
I think that arena matchup with Bacher is another one we said we were going to watch, and I think that's worth watching here.
Right
and
now,
the Eagles are pulling that defense out, and the Royals are happy to extend. And there's Gray through the middle. Gray kicks it back to the attack to Bauer. Bauer to Bacher. Bacher on the inside roll. And shot. Oh, what an excellent shot. That is a left-handed shot that he hit right off of Matthew Dykes' hip. That is one of the best placed shots that you can do. For any of you players out there, shooting on the goalie's hip is the way to go. Matt, look at this.
great change of hands here, change of direction. Gets a good, solid left-handed shot.
Off-stick hips right there is the most dangerous place to place that. That's his left hand, and he was able to do that. That was exceptional.
4 goals for Michael Bacher to this point, and we're at 4:57 in the second quarter.
So that Rena Backup matcher of the first-team All-State players, All-American players, both of those guys, looks like Bacher's got the edge right now. And we're going to get back to the face-off X. It is a 10-7 lead for the Culver Eagles with 4:57 in the first half. That's the first half, ladies and gentlemen. And then we get another ground ball, and Vaccaro wins it. I'm going to have to get a dictaphone device to just repeat after that, so I don't have to say it every time.
Definitely, though, we shouldn't be surprised. He's an 84% face-off midfielder. Has been doing it all season. He did it last night in last night's game. Definitely a talented young man, has a bright future ahead of him.
Joel Stevens picks up the pass that was errant here. We got offsides. Wow, Keegan Logan was not paying attention off ball and wandered over the midfield and was offsides. He was just standing 3 yards over the line.
It looks like he just noticed it as Steve Hood was announcing the penalty.
Steve Hood, the referee that made that call. That's an exceptional lapse by the All-American Keegan Logan. That's going to give, for a very brief period of time, the opportunity for Tristan Hoppler to come in and attack. Tristan Hoppler usually part of the second-line midfield. So I think what they'll probably do is release him from the midfield as Jackson Gray takes a look, fires cross crease to Joel Stevens. Joel Stevens serves around to Topher. Matthew Dykes up for the challenge.
Good save by Matthew Dykes.
That's
solid
good.
Step out towards the shot, towards the ball.
Good ball movement by the Eagles. They continue that ball movement, making it very difficult. Another cross crease feed and a goal. Joel Stevens with the left hand. What a great cross crease feed by number 3, Tyler Lahey, with 25. That was Jackson Gray on the assist. And Joel Stevens, another one of those players that we thought might step up today's game, actually gets the goal.
That was an excellent vision by number 45, Jackson Gray, and really set up his teammate well. His teammate didn't even have to move his stick. It basically was it passed right into the stick head of his teammate.
Now, Jackson Gray, little brother of Notre Dame star Bobby Gray, with a great feed through the formation there to find Joel Stevens. Joel Stevens, the leading scorer for the Culver Eagles, gets back on track, scores that goal, making an 11-7 lead with 4 minutes to go as the face-off scrum gets kicked out by Tony Kasiri. Tony Kasiri on the ground ball, wins it clean.
Great job by Kasiri there.
Kasiri now looking for an outlet, and he finds Keegan Logan, who's now returned out of the box after wandering off sides after that goal released that. So
looks like he's got a little zip in his step right now, too. Wants to make something happen. Looks like he's about to. He's got to step on his defender, moving the ball over to David Sage, number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was in transition. They were still loading guys on the field, but that doesn't seem to be an issue today. Today's game, it looks like both of these offenses, there's a seam and there's an opportunity, they're going to take it, regardless of the personnel on the field. So, and you think probably at this point you're going to be a little antsy. The 4-goal deficit the Royals have here. They probably want to take the goals as quick as they can. Try to get back in this with 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the first half.
Right, but when we consider it's a 4-goal deficit, and this is an experienced senior team for HSE. They have the firepower to be able to overcome a deficit like this.
And if you want firepower, you bring up Lucas DeVoe, let him drive the side with the defense right there by number 32. Great defense right there by Fike. Fike did really good defense to turn him and force that shot. The shot was out of bounds. It's going to have Ryan Kemp here bring that in.
Ryan Kemp chasing that ball down, making sure he backed up the shot.
Good play. Now we got David Sage, goal line extended with the shot. Goal! David Sage off the goal line extended. GLE dodges his man, to close the deficit to 3, making the lead only 3 with an 11-8 advantage for the Culver Eagles. And it looks like with 2:36 on the clock, the Royals aren't ready to stick a fork in it.
Good things happen when HSE can win that face-off. It's an extra possession right off of the whistle. They win the face-off, they get a goal.
That's big. That's a big play, and it was a clean face-off win. That was not a 50-50 ground ball. Cassiri had won that forward. So the football linebacker who's looking to go to DePaul made a great play against the exceptional Vaccaro. And then we're back at it again. And Vaccaro gets that out. But tied to Splinter, the long stick midi for the Royals, wins it. So that's 2 in a row for the Royals on the face-off, which is a big momentum for them.
Lots of pressure being applied by those wings for HSE. It's going to be tough for Vaccaro here as this game moves on. Taking a face-off, it's physically draining. Is he going to be able to continue that pace against all the pressure that HSE is going to throw at him?
And we were talking about exceptional Vaccaro was, and then we were a little disappointed or rather surprised that Cassiri was having this trouble he was, especially after he did such a yeoman's job last night against Sam Bedich from Cathedral, who was the second team All-State. So here we are with a split dodge from David Sage, who hits the pipe. Ryan Kemp on the rebound. It's still a shot, even though he had a chance at it. He picks it up, stays in bounds. Oh. No, he does not. Steps on the line. Steve Hood, the referee, was right there, and the ball's picked up by number 10, Terhune. Terhune then is the one-man clear as Andrew Terhune gets the ball back for the Eagles. That gets touched up by Lahey. Lahey gets in. I don't think the Culver Eagles are going to be in a hurry here with 1:30 left on the half and a 3-goal lead. But don't tell Lahey and don't tell Rena. They're going to go after each other.
Rena's not going to let anyone just sit back and hold the ball. His game is extending out, applying pressure to that ball carrier.
As Zahner gives the ball up to Gray. Gray's waiting for someone else to come on the field, but they got everybody on the field. I think he was looking for Bacher. Bacher's in the crease. Gray goes down the left side, stays in his right hand, kicks it back to X. And there's going to be a drive from Topher. Topher turns the corner, hits the post. It's a shot, goes out of bounds, and that's going to be still awarded to, even though Lahey wasn't sure exactly where that ball was, he ran to the end line and actually beat that shot. Good turn the corner by Topher. So it looks like they're going to attack again with a roll dodge by Lahey. Lahey's looking to feed, finds cross crease to Zahner. Zahner with the roll dodge. Zahner with the shot and a flag down.
Great dodge. And if for those of you at home who have not noticed this, Ethan Blake, number 18 for HSE, is now attempting to shut off number 2, Michael Bacher, the ultra goal-scoring midfielder for Culver.
So that's one of those adjustments we were talking about. One team does one thing, we go to the zone, we go to a man-to-man. They've now gone to a lock-off on Bacher. So Beasley and his staff are trying to do whatever they can.
It's a smart decision by this.
And they've got Rena just overextended. Joel Stevens just blows right by him with the man advantage. Joel Stevens with the shot. Matthew Dykus up for the save. The rebound in front. Still a scrum. Matthew Dykus on the ground. Whistle blows. And we get a call from the midfield by the referee. Even though the referee standing right next to the play did not call it, the guy standing at the midfield called a loose ball push in the crease. So ball awarded to the Royals as the Royals clear with David Sage. Get it to Ryan Kemp to touch the box with 12 seconds left. Here comes Keegan Logan. He's going to drive. He's looking. There's 8 seconds left on the clock. He's pulled it out. And there's a timeout. So the Royals call a timeout with 5.5 seconds left on the clock and an 8-11 deficit. So the 3-goal deficit, they think perhaps with 5.5 seconds left that they can get a call there. So
well, let's take this time to thank some of our sponsors here. Noblesville Trophies. Noblesville Trophies offers a large range of products, including sports trophies, corporate awards, and in-house embroidery. Consider using them for any graduation parties that you might have. Noblesville Trophies provides you with same-day service for those last-minute decisions. Contact them at 317-773-7391 or check them online at www.noblesvilletrophies.com. You can follow them on Facebook and Twitter.
I'll tell you what, with 5.5 seconds left and the ball at the wing line, what do you do here? What do you do if you're the Royals coming out of timeout calling that? Do you think you can really get a shot here?
You probably have a little bit of time to at least initiate a dodge with one of your best dodgers.
Wait a second. I actually see something that I had not saw before. But it was a penalty, right, that is being served by the Royals. And even though the Royals are down a player, because it is an extra man situation, I believe they can maintain possession here, even though they're the ones down.
You are correct. Sorry, I was not aware that they were a man down.
I was not aware of that either. So it looks like they're going to get Keegan Logan to just run out those 5 seconds to maintain possessions and keep that away from Vaccaro. So that may actually be a very clever play by the coaching staff at the Royals.
Very clever and very intelligent to make sure that their players maintain possession. That means there is no face-off, and they don't have to worry about Vaccaro.
Well, we are at halftime at a blistering place with the Culver Eagles, number 4 seed, score 11 with the home team Royals, the number 4 seed in the championship game of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association. And we will be back after these messages, and we will talk a bit about the game, and we'll bring in some other coaches to give us another perspective on how this is going. So we'll see you in a little bit as the halftime rolls on.
Superheroes come in all shapes and sizes. They don't always meet in an underground fortress. Sometimes they meet in places that appear to be very ordinary to most people. But inside, there are heroes in training. Some are smart, strong, or brave. Maybe they can build cities or heal people when they get hurt. But even superheroes need some help sometimes. With your support, we can change the world. Together, we are a force that can't be defeated. Support the club. Save the world. Support your local superheroes and donate now to the Boys and Girls Club of Noblesville at bgcni.org.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Logan Street signs and banners.
You found us.
But this ain't Logan Street. This is South 10th.
We moved 22 years ago.
Well, how come you didn't change the name?
That would have just confused people.
Well, actually, South 10th is Allisonville, if you're from Fishers.
Before that, it was 37A, and before that, it was State Road 37.
So you're telling me that Logan Street signs and banners isn't on Logan Street anymore. It's actually on South 10th. That's Allisonville in Fishers. And before that, it was 37A and 37?
So you got that straight?
Logan Street signs and banners conveniently not located on Logan Street, but rather South 10th Street in Noblesville.
Exactly.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake. Yeah.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got a counter right here. Isn't this where you place the orders?
We sell trophies, we sell plaques, we do embroidery. No food.
You got carry out?
Unlike the internet, everything that you need we have here at the shop. Very unique, You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
You know, Jim, I'll be back tomorrow to pick it all up.
We'll wait for you.
Don't wait.
And welcome back to IU Health Field here at Hamilton Southeastern High School's campus. We are back at halftime of our exciting 2018 Indiana High School Lacrosse Association State Championship game. The score right now is the home team, your Hamilton Southeastern Royals, 8 against the number 4 Culver Academy Eagles. In the lead in this game, 11. So the finals are these halftime scores, 11-8. Have a really great game for us. But first, want to talk a little bit about the youth lacrosse in Indiana. Today in Fishers, Indiana, is the MPLL, or the Midwest Premier Lacrosse League tournament that's going on with a number of teams from the state of Indiana competing against regional talent and regional opponents from Indiana, Michigan, Illinois, Ohio, I believe even Kentucky. So a major tournament for youth lacrosse is occurring here in Fishers, and our very own teams such as Zionsville, HSE Fishers, and Carmel are competing in this tournament and doing well. Currently, we have some scores from our HSE Fishers Youth League, and currently their U14 team is undefeated and playing in the winner's bracket tomorrow at 11 a.m. Is their first game over at Cynthian Park here in Fishers, Indiana. If you have the opportunity, go out and watch these young, talented lacrosse players who at one point could be playing in the game that we are broadcasting you, and hopefully they will. Future is definitely bright for lacrosse in the state of Indiana. So hats off to them. Good luck for the remainder of their tournament. We hope to see you one day playing in these games. So with that said, we've had an excellent first half of lacrosse in our state championship game. In the booth with me, we have a treat. We have Steve Kinney, head coach at Heritage Christian High School. Head coach of their varsity lacrosse team. Been doing statistics for us all half, has some great insight to share with us for this first half. Steve, what did you see out there in the game, and help our viewers understand kind of some of the things that you saw?
Well, as you said, it has been an excellent game. It started out a little rough. Both teams, you could see the nerves. First quarter, we had 7 turnovers, which was unusual compared to what we saw last night. But second quarter, only 2 turnovers combined between the two teams. A couple interesting notes has been, of course, the face-off phenom from Culver, number 17, Alec Vaccaro. Right now, he has just been dominating the X. However, in the second quarter, HSC has been able to cut into that a little bit. It was 6-3 Vaccaro in terms of wins to losses, and those possessions have helped HSC a lot. HSC has taken care of the ball. They have been very patient on offense, and they have the few possessions they have had, they have taken advantage in putting shots on goal. But Vaccaro himself, beyond that, he has shown he's much more than just a Fogo, a face-off, get-off guy. With 2 goals tonight, even with the pressure, a lot of double teams they've been giving him as soon as he picks up the ball. For a freshman, that stress hasn't been too much for him. Really excited to see how he does the second half and how HSC continues to counter that. Another person that from Culver who's stood out has been number 3, Tyler Lahey. Lahey has had a little bit of turnover problems this season. Only 1 turnover today, and 2 goals and 1 assist. He's stepping up in a big way for Culver Eagles. Also from HSC has been goalie play in that second quarter. Matthew Dykes with 3 saves in that second quarter after only 1 save in the first. Just getting his feet under him, getting comfortable, and even some non-saves, taking away angles by stepping out on shooters, making them shoot wide. That is going to be a huge part going forward if they continue to lose the face-off battle.
Definitely, his play was definitely stepped up in that second quarter. Was very visible to see that play. Steve Kinney, thank you so much for your insight. Appreciate it. Here we go. It's 2 minutes remaining in halftime as we get set for what we hope to be an excellent second half of lacrosse for all of our viewers and the thousands of fans here at IU Health Field. Just want to let everyone know I was corrected a little bit. Head coach Mark Brudich of the HSE Fishers U14 team wanted me to share with you that they are the number 1 seed in the Midwest Premier Lacrosse League tournament going on in Fishers, Indiana. They have 3 great victories today. They are 3-0. Definitely best of luck to them tomorrow during their 11 a.m. game. Again, if you can get out there, watch these future lacrosse players. Definitely go take it. Byron Stankus.
Yes, sir. I have returned from the box. Good news is, hey, you guys got a great insight there. We've got a minute left in the half, and we're going to get started face off the second half of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association Championship. This is for all the marbles. On the sidelines, we actually see the trophies. We've got MVP trophies. We've got the first place trophy that's going to go up there, and we've got everything on the line. So for Coach Beasley and Coach Brown, I wonder what's going to be the adjustments that they make because, again, this is about adjustments to make. So, Matt, do you think there's going to be anything big coming out, or do you think they're going to kind of stay the course?
You know, I think HSE is going to continue to change up their defenses in an effort to make Culver think on offense, make them change the way that they attack the HSE defense. Just not make it easy for them because definitely in that first quarter was way too easy.
And again, just to remind everybody as we're going to get set to play, there will not be a face-off here. Even though the Royals were down a man as he sits in the box that was tied to Splinter with the slashing penalty before the half was out, Culver had turned that ball over and the Royals got that possession. So when the Royals got that possession, they were able to hold on to it for the last 5.5 seconds and retain possession without a face-off. So with the remainder of the penalty, Keegan Logan starts the whistle here. He's going to try to touch the box and kill off the rest of the penalty. And they get it back here to Cam Smith, and we're underway in the second half. Culver Eagles leading 11-8 in the championship team for Indiana. And the flag is down. So I see number 9 there with his hands up. Evan Nair just doesn't know why. So Cam Smith is going to attack. This is now going to be a free play with the flag on the ground. And the Royals are going to get an opportunity here to notch a goal with no consequence if they miss. So move that over to DeVoe. DeVoe's going to set up. And it looks like there's going to be a pick there. Clear through. They're going to have DeVoe come from behind. DeVoe's keep coming. Lucas DeVoe, big strong, number 2. 5 goals last night, 4 goals so far today. Solid. And a second flag goes down. He has drawn a second penalty, and it looks like it's going to be Keegan Logan diving through, no goal. That is waved off. They said he touched the crease when he diving through the goal. So there is no goal there, but we do have 2 flags on the field. 2 flags on the field. The referees are going to get together here. They have called that no goal. So we're going to remain at 11-8 with 11:03 in the third, and the referees are going to get together and decide how many and how long these players are going to go.
Not sure I understood what that penalty was on number 4, Cameron Hitchcock, or what he was doing. Maybe it's something I didn't see, but definitely want to see what these penalties are. Interesting note, though, on that play, as Keegan Logan had possession of the ball below GLE, just below the goal. HSE was really smart. Their off-ball offensive players were actually trying to extend that Culver defense off-ball, really opened up the middle of the crease area. There wasn't anyone there to help. So if that happens again, interesting to see if Culver is going to follow the off-ball players from HSE and really leave that interior of the defensive zone wide open like that.
So I'm looking over there at the sidelines. I have not seen the referees make a call. They're making an explanation to the Culver coaches right now. But I do see 5 players on the field. So is that number 30? Number 30, Garrett Dotson? First time, I'm sorry, that is number 32. That's Fike, Grayson Fike with the penalty. And apparently 2 penalties on him since they are not 2 men down, they're only 1 man down. So 2 flags came at 2 separate times, both on Fike. Grayson Fike's going to take a knee in the box, and the HSE Royals are going to set up their extra man offense here.
Not sure what that second flag was called for. It must have been waved off.
Or perhaps Fike was.
There were 2 flags down.
Yeah, and at 2 completely different times. So
yeah.
Either he committed 2 penalties or 1 was waved off, like you said. And so the ball gets moved around. They're going to set that extra man offense. We're back underway after that long delay, figuring out those penalties. And DeVoe here finds Keegan Logan. Keegan Logan takes the shot. Good save. Rebound. DeVoe to Logan. Logan slipped through there.
I would go back to doing what they just did. Had some really good off-ball movement. And look to that backside.
I think if they skip that right up here, and then Logan's going to take that shot, goal.
Yeah.
Oof. I'll tell you what, it was patience on that man up. I think that scored that. Keegan Logan makes it 9 for the Royals against the 11 for the Culver Eagles with 10:28. Here comes the replay as we watch that.
Yeah, so here we go. We've got Keegan Logan almost just dodging against a zone really there. There was no reason for him not to. Really nobody's able to slide in that instance. Just beat his man topside. Good shot, solid shot, score.
So the Royals cut the deficit to 2, and the dominance continues there for Vaccaro at the faceoff X. We'll see if the Royals have an answer. They've got Ty DeSplitter on the wing. They've got the David Sage on the other wing, and Tony Casiri is going to see if he can go mano a mano here with the phenom freshman.
Kind of in a defensive stance on the wings from HSE right now, and it might play off in their favor.
So they're swarming Vaccaro as he picks up the ball, but it is a win for them. Michael Bacher ends up getting it and getting that touch. So the Culver Eagles now, for the first time in this half, will now start an offensive set. They're going to work that ball around. They're going to get their personnel on. So it looks to me there's going to be a little bit more patience. And David Sage is just harassing a much larger Bacher, and Bacher gives him the roll dodge, gets back into the zone, passes it off to Gray. Gray comes through the middle, takes a shot, rips it wide. Timmy Matthew Dykes on it again. Good save.
Really started improving his game there in the second quarter, really stepping up, and now he's continuing that really good play, that really good goalie play. Really solid save there.
That was a solid save because that was an excellent shot by Gray coming through the middle as Topher Bauer gets the ball, kicks it back up to Gray. Gray gets it through here to Zahner. Zahner's looking to make a play. He moves it on. So we're going to go back. Gray with the underhand little scoop dodge there against the freshman Ty DeSplitter. Shot high and wide. Good defense by that young freshman. We've got some really exceptional freshmen in this game with Ty DeSplitter and Alex Vaccaro and Ryan Kemp. The Culver team has quite a few freshmen on there because Lahey as well as a freshman.
Definitely the future bright for both teams with their freshman class.
Lahey, Vaccaro, backside to Topher. Wow, Topher Bauer. Topher Bauer sneaks on the backside, and Lahey finds him. What a great play. That makes that 12-9.
Let's look at the replay here. HSC's defense kind of ball watching there. 43 Topher Bauer making a great cut, weak side post. Nobody around him. It was an easy catch and score layup goal for him.
Yeah, that was Ty DeSplitter just lost his guy, number 12, unfortunately, off ball there and get that goal. And it looks like what's happened is the coaches have put in Ben Buckner here. The first time we've seen number 16 for the Royals on the wing. So that's going to be a new addition to the game. We'll see if the senior can get a little spark here. We've seen a little bit from his twin brother, Pete, number 5. So Ben Buckner out there. Tony Casiri hounding the ball. Culver still wins another draw.
Good GB by...
It's going to be Rena. Rena throws a check, knocks it out of the stick of Lahey.
That was a good GB by Fike there off of the face-off to gain possession for Culver.
Yeah, Culver is doing a really good job there. Did Lahey step out? The referee does not make a call either way.
That looked close.
It did look close. I wish the referee was on the line to make the call, but apparently he preferred to stay on GLE. So now we get the Culver offense working the ball around, finding their matchups. And shot hard wide by Zahner. Zahner.
Backed up by Lahey.
Culver's going to maintain possession here. Bring it in with Lahey.
All right, HSC is really now extending out off ball.
Yeah, and they're forcing these shots. I think they're going to have to try to create some turnovers as Timmy Matthew Dykes tries to chase that ball down. The foot race won by Joel Stevens. He's going to start with ball number 25 for Culver as they continue their offensive grind here. This is a bit of a grind on this possession for them. They've burned a couple minutes off, still got some shots, and keep backing it up. 12-9 with 8:13 ready to go. As Zahner turns the corner, takes a shot, bounces over the goal. Backed up again. This is a grinding possession right here for Culver.
Yeah, I was just thinking that this is a good possession for them. Take shots, make sure you back them up, continue to maintain possession. The pressure eventually might get to HSE, at least that's what they're hoping.
And Arena out on Lahey. Lahey turns, save. Matthew Dykes, a little bit of a kick, a little bit off the post, and it's going to be backed up here.
Would have liked to have seen Lahey use his left hand there. Might have been difficult for him, but certainly the right-handed, the left hand. Would have liked to have seen him use his right hand in that situation instead of his left.
But the extended pressure here out there by the aforementioned Ben Buckner. Ben Buckner still on the field, getting his whacks in. Culver is really spread out here. They're outside the 40. They're outside the numbers. They're spreading this offense apart of the defense here. They're spreading it out, and the defense is following, giving them plenty of room for seams. So Zahner again get the dodge down the middle, dodges through the screen, bounce shot, goal! Goal by number 8, Henry Zahner. Henry Zahner on the goal, drives through the double team, and he's able to put a 13th goal on the board for the Culver Eagles.
Let's look at this replay by Zahner. Spin dodge and then a little bit of a face dodge and gets a quick ground shot off just before the slide. That second slide could get there from HSE. Really did a great job there. That was all individual effort on that goal by Henry Zahner.
I think that's also a situation where that defense is so spread out. They were playing man-to-man. They're being a little bit more aggressive than the Royals are, trying to get that ball back. Culver's smart enough to know that, pulls them out, and lets Zahner have the room to go through there.
We've been calling out Henry Zahner's name now a few times in this game, more than a few times. Some interesting notes about Henry Zahner. One, his father, Bob, helped start CMA Lacrosse, Culver Military Lacrosse. So the program was helped started by his father. So definitely some family ties here with Henry, his father, and Culver Lacrosse.
And we watch another face-off win, that one by false start on the Royals. So face-off win by the Culvers. 7:10 to go in the third quarter. It's 13-9 with a 4-goal lead for the Culver Eagles. The Hamilton Southeastern Royals are extending their defense, trying to create turnovers. They don't care too much about the matchups. They just want to put pressure on the ball and force the turnovers. And the Royals are willing to chase them all the way outside the box to do that. And Culver's willing to let them do it as they're trying to feed inside there.
Good deflection. Good deflection.
Knocked down. And Arena's going to go to work here on Gray. Gray slips by him. Feeds the inside, cross crease. And there he is. My favorite guy to call, Topher Bauer, number 43. What a great pass all the way through there. Topher Bauer on the score makes it 14-9 with 6:36 to go.
This replay, let's look at this. This is an impressive feed. I don't know how that ball gets all the way through there without being deflected, but great feed. Great job by Topher Bauer to track the ball and score a goal.
And then we're going to get a timeout by the Royals. They're going to try to ebb the flow here of that rush. That was we've seen 2 possessions right there by the Culver Eagles that were just absolutely grinding, and the defense is extending out. What can be done here coming out of that timeout?
Well, HSE is trying. You can see they're extending out. They're trying to get pressure on the ball carriers, and even off ball, just trying to get them out of their game, get Culver out of their game, out of their possession, out of their rhythm. But it's right now just not working. Culver's been very patient with their possessions, really just overcoming the pressure. I think HSC's got to stay consistent, and they have to continue with this pressure and just hope that they can get more possessions off of turnovers. And definitely this face-off is going to be important. But as we're in this timeout, would like to also talk to you about another sponsor that we have tonight, and that's Wofford Theater. They are offering free movies at Witten Park in Fishers, and it's presented by Saxony. We've got some great movies tonight. Despicable Me is being shown June 16th. Justice League. Some great movies that you can watch outdoors. Free classic movie events at Forest Park in Noblesville Fridays, June 1st through June 29th. And those movies include My Dog Skip, Overboard, Field of Dreams, Bruce Almighty, and Serendipity. The complete lineup is at www.woffordtheater.com.
Yeah, Wofford Theater doing a great service for the community there, and getting people an opportunity to go get outside and watch a movie. We're so often looking at our phones and looking at the TV that we have an opportunity here to
saw it a couple
times.
times as I've driven past Saxony, seen the theater up there. It's a pretty cool idea.
It's a pretty cool deal. So we're 6:36 to go in the third quarter. Culver leads 14-9 against Hamilton Southeastern, and we got a face-off there with Rena at the face-off X battling Vaccaro. Vaccaro battles that ball. Ground ball picked up by David Sage. David Sage going to run to open space. That's a win by the Royals. So coming out of a timeout, I think the first thing you want to do is win a face-off. Sage is still going, feeds that ball through, underhand feed, shot, goal!
That is an excellent play. You might not see a finer play in high school lacrosse than that. You got to wonder if that's a triggering point for this HSC team.
Folks, note that down. Here comes the replay, but with 6:18 to go, that's the
Here's David Sage getting the ball over to, I can't see who that number was. Was that 10?
I think it was Cam Smith.
Cam Smith with a great underhand shovel pass to his teammate for a goal. You will not see a finer full-speed lacrosse play in the state of Indiana this season.
That was four players making exceptional play. That was started with Rena on the face-off, then Sage coming down, not only to transition in there, and then passing it to the two players that assisted and scored that goal, and then Rena on the face-off again. Vaccaro wins it here to add the total, but it's a block down by Ryan Kemp, so he's going to create another ground ball. Vaccaro wins that ground ball and then starts up the other way up the field. We got sticks flying all over the place. Vaccaro still fighting to gain possession. He crosses the midfield, gets the ball out, gets it to Fike. Fike now with the ball coming down, and we got flags all over the field. Fike takes a shot. Matthew Dykes with the save.
Solid save by Matthew Dykes. Fike couldn't resist the urge to take a shot, and why not? He a solid shot by him. Probably needed to take it more just because he was a little bit stuck. Didn't want to step outside the box and have the play end. So let's see what this penalty is.
Well, I think it's a situation, as we watch the penalty be assessed, it's a 1 minute penalty going to be served by the Royals here with 5:53 to go on the game. We were just talking about how that was a special play that we saw, the last 10th goal there by the Royals. And to cut the lead to 4 at 14-10. And Culver answers with the freshman phenom, Vaccaro, winning the faceoff, throwing the ball into a deflected stick, winning the ground ball, then clearing it up the field, getting it to Fike, and then Fike drawing a penalty and getting that shot off. Now they're extra man for the Eagles. 5:52 as the clock is wound again.
The goal scorer on that fantastic play that we just shared with you, the replay from HSE, was number 9, Ryan Kemp, the freshman.
So we're talking about freshman phenom. Culver's got a bunch of freshmen here. That's a ground ball picked up. Number 21, Jackson Starnes gets the clear. He was the man-down specialist for them. It's a short stick. It's picked up by Keegan Logan. He's going to try to run clock out by touching the box and get this ball behind the goal and try to run out time on the penalty so that they can get fresh offensive players on the field and see if they can cut this 4-goal lead with 5:17 on the clock. So we're going to watch this play. Culver is going to be fairly content here to let them kill clock, it looks like, as Cam Smith is just standing there with the ball. Well, now they send over the double team, and Renchin's going to get it. Renchin's going to go up to DeVoe. DeVoe's going to stay away as far as possible, and they're going to spread out really, really far so the double teams can't make it. So Ryan Kemp's going to find Logan again.
So right now, Andrew Terhune was on the crease. It looks like things were evened up, but you would have thought that Culver would have extended out with Ryan on the crease there just as a backup.
Well, look at this dodge. Save, Cam Smith. No, save twice with a really great play. Chris Roth on the doorstep with that save. David Sage with the dodge, gets it off, hits the post. And then great save by him, and then Cam Smith with a quick flick. And it looks like he steps out of bounds. Terhune stepped out of bounds. It's going to be Royals' ball. They were trying to make the clear. Cam Smith, and there's a flag down. That is quite a play.
Keep
as
playing.
he cross-checked him in the face. The big question here is that going to be more than 1 minute penalty? We have not seen a non-releasable penalty here. That was a cross-check right to the head that knocked him down. And it looks like Cam Smith is bent over a little bit behind the goal. I think that really
Here's
stung.
Lucas DeVoe.
Luke DeVoe with the free play, takes the shot. Shot goes wide. That penalty will be assessed. I'm really curious to see how this penalty goes.
I did not see the actual infraction, so.
Well, I can tell you it was a cross-check to the face.
Okay.
So the question is, it was Cam Smith was slipping a little bit as he was doing that. The referees are conferring here. And I think they're trying to decide if it's going to be 1 minute or 3 minutes or 2 minutes, somewhere in between, and is it going to be non-releasable? So they're actually calling a 1 minute unnecessary roughness penalty, and they did signal with their hands over their head that it is a non-releasable penalty.
So they will be serving full time of this 1 minute penalty.
That is a cross-check. I'm reading the penalty now, and it is non-releasable. It is a cross-check to the head. So the referees have the discretion there to make a head shot on either releasable or non-releasable penalty. So, Matt, what does that mean for the Royals here?
It means let's start shooting. Get the ball into your shooter's hands and just start letting it rip. Make sure you're backing up the shots. This is something that they're really good at. Get that off-ball movement that we saw before. Get Lucas DeVoe above GLE and get him into an opportunity to shoot. Or Cam, or any of the shooters that they have.
Keegan Logan turns the corner.
Not sure necessarily that that's what they needed to do there. I think what they do need to do is get their shooters with their hands free.
Well, it looks like they had plenty of ball movement, and Logan tried to turn the corner on there. But with under 4 minutes to go with 3:37, and the Culver Eagles lead 14-10 in the third quarter with a non-releasable penalty, you want to try and get shots early because the goal does not get released.
Good deflection by Fike.
Fike again having a big game. Fike's getting up here. Grayson Fike running to the sidelines, rolls to stay from going out of bounds, and rolls again. And we got whistles all over the field. I am looking, the way they're walking, it's a timeout. I'm guessing the Culver Eagles called timeout.
There wasn't a timeout call there, but it looks like someone's down over at about the 25-yard line.
And I think that's Cam Smith. I think Cam's still reeling from that hit that was taken. So the question is this an official's timeout for the injury, and that, or is this a timeout for possession by the Culver Eagles? With 3:17 on the clock in the third quarter, Culver up 14-10. And Culver has actually brought a good group of folks out here to the game. They have a big contingent here. I expected HSE to just absolutely be dominant here. HSE's got about 3/4 of it, but I'd say a quarter of the fans here came from all parts unknown to be part of Culver.
Yeah, the Culver faithful are definitely representing Culver well.
So, yeah, 3:17, timeout on the field. The referees are going to make sure that this game stays safe. I did see the trainers taking a look at Cam Smith. Cam Smith's taking a drink of water now. I see him in the huddle in the background there. And I think he's going to be okay. The assistant coaches are talking to him now, and he's putting his helmet back on. So good news there that as much as he got a bit dazzled by the cross-check to the head, it doesn't look like there's going to be an injury there. And what a great play by Fike to deflect that ball out of the air and then pick up the ground ball and then roll dodge, stay in bounds several times on the clear.
I was worried for him there. I didn't know if he was going to be able to keep himself in bounds with that. Like you mentioned, that roll dodge was something special to watch. Kept himself in bounds, kept possession of the ball for Culver.
So it looked like that was a call by Kirk Brown. That was not an injury timeout. So Cam Smith's allowed to stay on the field. That was an injury time. That was a Kirk Brown possession timeout. So they're going to start with Michael Bacher, who's going to start with the ball, the big guy. He's going to have Keegan Logan double team him, the attackman, along with the takeaway specialist, Nick Rena.
HSE is shutting everyone else off in the Culver attack zone, and it just doesn't matter. Bacher is able to just run right past the double team.
And now Bacher's in the position with the Culver Eagles to try and run the penalty out the way Royals did just a little bit ago. So he just continues to run, keeps running around the field, goes into a double team. Rena's still chasing him down the field, throwing checks. Titus Splinter staying with him as well, the young freshman.
Bacher is just using his size right now. It's really not full speed. He's just using his size. He's just bouncing off the checks.
So Ben Buckner's now trying to have at him. Rena's back into play. Excuse me, that was Potter, and then he comes through. Great save on the doorstep by Timmy Matthew Dykes. Timmy Matthew Dykes out of the goal to go get it, picked up by Rena. Rena gets it up to Ellsbury. Cannon Ellsbury crosses the midfield line. Gets checked from behind. There's a loose ball. Cannon still doesn't get it. That's going to be picked up by number 9.
There was offsides on Culver.
Culver was offsides.
Yes, number 25.
Joel Stevens
stepped over.
Right.
Officials just needed to count the players on the field to ensure that was offsides.
Wow, what a lapse real quick there. Cannon Ellsbury should have crossed the 50 before he slowed down. He was about the 45 when he slowed down, and Joel Stevens was able to track him down. Fortunately, when the ball went to the ground, he walked over the line, awarding the ball back to the Royals. So the Royals continued their man-up play with a high, hard shot there from number 9.
That was close.
Ryan
That
Kemp.
could have been goalie. That could have been the goalie backing, getting possession of the ball for Culver.
tell
But
you-
good job by HSE getting possession there.
The undersized Ryan with Ryan Kemp with a really hard shot.
We're now back to 6v6. Lacrosse, both sides are even.
And we have a 14-10 game with 1:40 on the clock. HSC's down by 4. They're going to be on offense now, working it around, looking for the matchups that they want. It looks like the matchup they want here is going to be this attackman, Cam Smith. Looks like he's trying to look for a feed. Feeds it down to Ryan Kemp. Ryan Kemp finds Keegan Logan. Keegan Logan doesn't find a seam. Back to David Sage. David Sage on goal line extended. Hits through, gets through, pushed, shot, save. Big kick save by Chris Roth. Chris Roth is showing that 52% save percentage comes in handy.
Sage coming up a little gimpy after that slide he took on the turf.
Yeah, he went underneath the defender there. That is the defender on that play is actually Jackson Gray, and normally an offensive midi, so they seem to have caught that offensive midi in the defensive zone. Smart play as Lucas DeVoe takes a bounce shot over the goal, backed up.
Good idea to take a bounce shot, just bounced just a little too high.
We got under 1 minute. It's 59.2 seconds left in the third quarter of the Indiana High School Lacrosse State Championship game. The Royals are down by 4 with the ball. Take a shot. David Sage down low, looking for Keegan Logan. Keegan Logan fires it up top, off the post.
Oh,
Off the post by Ryan Kemp. But Sage backs that up, picks up
shooting.
the ball. It's 40 seconds left, 42, 41, 40 on the clock. Looks like Cam Smith wants to get a go of it. The head hit did not bother him at all.
Looks like
He
they've
works
gone
a
into a
double
zone.
team. They have gone into a zone. They're dodging into the zone. That's what you want if you're the Culver Eagles. Tyler Wrenchin now picking up the errant pass, picking up the ground ball.
Let's
He's
see if
coming through.
Culver
We've got
can recover.
24 seconds left on the clock. Here comes Keegan Logan. Keegan Logan is coming around. He's got his head up. He's looking, takes the shot, bounces it wide. It's going to be backed up by Ryan Kemp with 14.7 on the clock. Ryan Kemp here looking with 14.2. Referees are going to get him outside the box to start. The whistle starts, the clock goes. He's going to try hard. The freshman phenom's going to move that ball, going to pass that up top. The midfielder's going to be dodging. It's Wrenchin, ball on the ground, 4 seconds left. Lucas DeVoe. Looks like it's shot by Wrenchin, last second save. Last second save by Chris Roth. They did get that shot off there. Tyler Wrenchin did get that shot off there at the end. But by the end of the third quarter, with the score, Culver Eagles 14, the Royals 10.
Just 2 passes earlier. Keegan Logan wasn't able to handle that pass. Would have thought he would have had an opportunity for a nice little underhanded shot there if he would have been able to handle that, but certainly wishes he probably had that pass back.
Well, we're going to go to a commercial, and when we come back, we will have the fourth quarter of the Indiana High School Lacrosse State Championship game between the Culver Eagles and the HSE Royals.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Oh, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting.
And folks, we're back. I'm Byron Stankus alongside Matt McEnroe, and with the help of our statistician Steve Kinney, we are entering the fourth quarter of the Indiana High School Lacrosse State Championship game between the Culver Eagles and the HSE Royals. It is 14-10 in favor of the Eagles. The away team, the number 4 seed, at this point upsetting everybody. In the regular season, it was an 8-7 game in favor of the Eagles. And it looks like we've got another close game, and it's going to come down to the fourth quarter to see who really wants this. Coach McEnroe, what did you see in the quarter here?
Yeah, so looking at some of the statistics, shots are relatively even. We've got HSC with 21 shots, Culver with 23, so they're leading that statistic, getting a little bit more shots than HSC, but really the defining statistic of this game so far are the face-off wins in favor of Culver. Right now, it is 20-5 in favor of Culver And definitely those face-offs are the thing that are going to be so important in this fourth quarter. As time ticks away, possession is going to be so important.
Well, the fans for both teams are on their feet as we're getting set to start this fourth quarter of the Indiana High School Lacrosse State Championship. First time for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals in the state championship game. Will the pressure be too much for them? Are they going to be able to mount a comeback as they're down 10-4 to the Culver Eagles? Or will the Culver Eagles, with their varsity team, go on to win a state championship, which they haven't done for a long time? Culver's one of those teams, folks, that is a very unique position. They have a varsity team that plays at the Indiana High School State Championship, but at that prep school, they also have a situation where they have a prep team that they bring in kids that are also not only exceptional lacrosse players, but are also players that are from around the country that are also post-grads, as well as regraded seniors, which would be ineligible to play in this game. And they have the number one team in the country with their prep team. And they may, looks like, if this score holds, they could also have a second team that wins the Indiana State Championship. So that would be an interesting stat to go on there. What we're looking at right now on the field is that there has been a stick check call against number 4, Cameron Hitchcock. So for some reason, they think Hitchcock's stick is illegal, and they have sent Hitchcock off the field. So the Royals have called a stick check on a defenseman, which you rarely see.
Yeah.
And so what happened here is it's a 1-minute penalty because Cameron Hitchcock's stick, the freshman from Culver, his stick was too deep of a pocket. So it'll be a 1-minute penalty with no face-off in favor of the Royals.
Byron,
that's an interesting call.
Yeah, it's an interesting call, but definitely a gutsy call by Coach Beasley. That is something. That's something you have to be sure that when you call that penalty, that or when you call for that stick check, that you know you've got something in your back pocket there. And definitely a gutsy call, worked out for him.
Well, the too deep a pocket was apparently a technical foul, which only awards possession. So he's not going to go to the box. He did have to leave the field and fix his stick, but that is awarded the ball because there was no possession. It is awarded a possession to the Royals, and the Royals are going to start this quarter.
Quick slide off of what we've seen a couple of times already by HSE by clearing out for Lucas DeVoe.
And HSE looks like they're really excited to get to the goal as quick as they can. Turn the corner. Oof. Ryan Kemp high, just past the goaltender as he's sneaking from behind.
But such a quick release on that shot by Ryan Kemp. Hard to believe that he's just a freshman.
It is, but ultimately there's quite a few freshmen in the game. We just saw one, unfortunately, with a too deep of a pocket, and Culver's got quite a few of them. We expected to see the senior-heavy 13 seniors Royals to be the team that had a little bit more composure, I thought, with only 6 seniors being for the Eagles. But looks like youth is winning out here.
Number 18, sophomore Jack Callahan in the game right now for Culver in place of number 4, Hitchcock.
Yeah, Jack Callahan hasn't played a whole lot, so it's good to get him out on the field.
And he's matched up against the freshman phenom, Ryan Kemp.
Yeah, Ryan Kemp. So the Royals are being patient here, trying to find. They've gotten one shot off here for sure to start the quarter. And it's the fourth quarter, so they're going to try and make every possession count here. They can't afford to not have goals at this point. I think every possession is going to be a premium for them. They're going to isolate Keegan Logan here. Keegan Logan off the wing.
Just got some information from our statistician. The penalty was actually not for a deep pocket, but no mouth guard.
Well, that is interesting. And Pete Buckner in the crease. Pete Buckner gets pushed into the crease. The referees make the call. They're calling him in the crease. So that is going to put possession to the Eagles. The Eagles, that's a possession that was hard won by them. And the Royals look like they've squandered an opportunity there to notch one.
Yeah, so knowing now that it wasn't a mouth guard, it completely makes sense now. Kind of that sequence that we had there, no penalty was really called. They just want that player to go and get possession. Go get a new mouthpiece, but looks like Culver just lost possession there.
Yeah, Tyler Lahey on the throwaway there. Unfortunately, there's a turnover he doesn't want to have. And the Royals are going to get that ball up the field.
Just under 10 minutes now remaining in this state championship game.
David Sage trying to be the one-man clear. Again, loves transition, wants to create something on the move. He does. He's got drawn an extra guy, make the pass across crease from Buckner. Buckner to Ryan Kemp. Looks like we've seen Ryan Kemp come into his own in this game. Ryan Kemp with the goal off of the cross crease feed by Pete Buckner for number 5. That was all created by the clear of number 1 David Sage.
As David Sage was bringing that ball down, I was wondering if Culver was going to show a little bit more urgency to get back into the hole, get back defensively. They really didn't really allow that backside to get open. Ryan Kemp saw it, stepped up, was able to get in position, take a quick stick shot, got that ball into the back of the net, and
Really
now just a three-goal game.
It's 14-11 with 9:46 to go in the fourth quarter. Really smart play by Pete Buckner there. Pete Buckner, the savvy all-purpose player for the Royals. He's been playing midfield. He's been playing extra man offense, and he's the extra attackman they snuck in there. So good to him to see that senior get on the board there. So with 9:46, we got a face-off, and now we are getting the referees are having a conversation with Nick Rena. And Nick Rena is going to face off against Vaccaro as they change things up here to try and throw different things.
Ryan Kemp
Culver.
has 2 goals and 1 assist right now.
Good for that's an excellent play, considering we didn't see him much at all last night on the score sheet. And Vaccaro gets that loose ball, and Rena is trying to tie him up. Vaccaro wins the ball.
I'd like
and then
to see
gets
Vaccaro use 2 hands on some of these ground balls.
They're going to loose ball hold, and they're going to award that ball to Culver. So Michael Bocker's going to pick that up. He's going to try to run him out of bounds. It's pretty hard to run that guy out of bounds. And Michael Bocker beats the double team. And takes a hard shot. Scooped up on Timmy Matthew-Dykes. Timmy Matthew-Dykes on the outlet. He looks upfield, finds Ethan Blake. Ethan Blake trying to get that ground ball, still loose. Picked up by Pete Buckner. Pete Buckner, the senior, all-purpose fella. Doing whatever coach asks him to do, comes on the field and makes 2 big plays in the fourth quarter of the championship game while they're down 3. The Royals 11, Culver Eagles 14 with 9 minutes on the clock. Pete Buckner passed that off. I'm sorry, that was Ryan Kemp with another shot. And we've got a whistle on the field.
Interesting that there was no call on that hit on Hitchcock. I realized that this is the state championship game. It didn't look like there was any play on the ball there.
So the referees are going to make a call. It looks like it's against Culver. 1 minute, and it looks like an unnecessary roughness call. That must have been something behind the play that I did not see.
I did not see. It looks like it's on Hitchcock. Hitchcock was. Is it on Hitchcock? I'm waiting to see if he takes a knee. Looks like he's in the position in the substitution box where you would be taking a knee for a penalty.
So is that something that you saw, Coach?
Yeah, he was the unfortunate person who got laid out at about the top of the box. He was very frustrated after that occurred, got up, even gave a little bit of extracurricular to one of the HSE players.
Well, the whistle blows to start the play, the extra man advantage for the Royals. The Royals have got 8:45 on the clock. They're down by 3. They've got to make this pay off here. So Ryan Kemp is looking back to Cam Smith. Cam Smith's going to work that around Keegan Logan. Keegan Logan finds DeVoe. DeVoe finds Wrenchin in the seam. Wrenchin takes a shot. Goal! Beats Stick High. Stick High shot. Beats Chris Roth. Tyler Wrenchin hitting the score, making it a 2-goal deficit with 8:31 on the clock.
Let's look at this replay here. Ball is top right. Tyler Wrenchin just moves a little bit upfield, catches a pass from his teammate Lucas DeVoe, gets a shot off, score.
I'll take it from the angle that I was looking at it. I thought that was going to go wide, and I think that Chris Roth, the goaltender for the Culver Eagles, thought that was going to go wide as well. But I say we have fans on their feet here from both teams. This is a close game. We've got 2-goal deficit. It is the Culver Eagles 14, the Hamilton Southeastern Royals 12 with 8:31 on the clock. We're going to have a face-off by the exceptional Alex Vaccaro, and they've sent in Nick Rena again with the long pole to face off against him to see if they could try it up.
If
referees place the ball, and we're getting ready to go.
If Vaccaro manages to get possession of this ball, would like to see Culver possess the ball.
So they called a ward on there, and they won possession to the Royals. So the Royals get that, and we've got now a flag on the field. That's a dead ball flag, and we've got an illegal procedure call by number 2, technical foul.
That was a close call as Bacher was walking away, was frustrated with the penalty, didn't just drop the ball, he rolled it away from the HSC player. You cannot do that with NFHS rules. You have to drop the ball if you are possessing the ball at your feet and walk away from it. He didn't,
So that's
it was a close call. It could have gone either way, but the rule states.
Yeah, dead ball, delay of game call there. That's there might be a bit nitpicky there, but it clearly was intent there. He was mad about that, so he was going to walk away with the ball and not give them a quick whistle here. So there's another man advantage, which has been a very potent man-up offense for the Royals here. With 8:18 left on the clock, they're down by 2. Can they score another one here as Fike chases wrenching all the way outside?
Culver's extending out right now, trying to give a different look to HSE with their man down.
And the way you beat that is ball movement, and that's looked like what they're doing. So looks like Keegan Logan's looking to make a
all
feed.
the way to X.
They're going to extend to X. They're going to get that ball to DeVoe. The penalty is now released. So that was a good decision by the Eagles to extend out, put pressure on the offense to try and make a play. And it's going to get that ball in the hands of DeVoe. DeVoe now looking around. I think HSE settled in their offense. They may be stunned a bit here. And looks like we've got a dodge up top by Ryan Kemp. Ryan Kemp, ball goes through. Pete Buckner with a goal! Pete Buckner with a goal and a flag on the ground. That ball went through. That was intended for somebody else, but it bounced through, and Pete Buckner picked it up, scored the goal with a flag on the goal. That makes it a 1 goal. There's a conference by the officials. The officials are now trying to decide, was he in the crease or was he not? Does that goal count or does it not? With 7:31 in the fourth quarter, we're going to see. I think this is a huge call. They're going to say no goal.
Wow.
No goal. They're saying that he was in the crease and there's a flag on the field. They're going to assess the flag, but they say no goal, that Pete Buckner was in the crease when he scored. So the score will remain 14-12 with 7:31 in the fourth quarter in the Indiana High School Lacrosse State Championship game. So they're going to assess that penalty. They're going to have to send somebody off the field here. The referees are trying to figure out exactly which guy goes. It looks like they're going to be sending number 20 off to the box. That's Foster White. I believe it was a push with possession that they're going to call that for. So it's going to be man-up opportunity again. It's going to be another man-up opportunity for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals. They have got to make this pay if they want to get back into this game. It's a 2-goal deficit, but Culver seems to be making them pay for it.
Yeah, penalties in the game so far. HSE has 4 penalties. Culver has 8. Definitely Culver needs to identify a way to get out of the penalty box.
It's been a tense game all the way around. The Royals have a deadly extra man offense. They've been very proficient with it. I don't know what the percentage is on the day, but it's been really good. They've got an opportunity just a second ago, which got waved off, and they're going to get another opportunity here with the push. The extension of the defense on Culver looks like it's doing its job. Skip through pass. Thought that was coming. Here goes Keegan. No, I'm sorry. That's Ryan Kemp. Ryan Kemp from Keegan Logan. Luke DeVoe passed that all the way down to the crease. Keegan Logan was patient and kicked that back out to Ryan Kemp. Ryan Kemp brings the high heat, blows it back past Chris Roth. 13-14, 1-goal game.
This replay, Lucas DeVoe finds finds Keegan Logan, who then backpedals, finds Ryan Kemp for that high heat shot.
Where the freshman came to play tonight after being mildly absent and getting pulled from the game late in the Cathedral game in the semifinals. But with 7:04 left in the fourth quarter in the Indiana High School Lacrosse State Championship, it's 13 for the Royals. They've closed it within 1, and the Culver Eagles have 14. 14-13, Culver Eagles face off to Vaccaro.
Kemp has 3 goals, 1 assist at this point.
And Rena wins the ball out, wins the draw, picks up the ground ball. Big win for the Royals on the face-off against the exceptional Vaccaro, and they're continuing to push the ball. That looks like Cam Smith coming around, trying to dodge against the Culver defense. The Culver defense is tight. They're dodging, even though Ryan Kemp again with the feed from Cam Smith ties the game with 6:44 to go in the fourth quarter of the Indiana High School Lacrosse State Championship. The Royals have climbed back from a 5-goal deficit. In the fourth quarter, they've come and tied it 14-14 with 6:44 to go.
Here comes the replay. We can see how Kemp scores this goal. Looks like he just makes a solid cut with he's a right-handed player, gets his hands free, gets a solid shot. That's his 4th goal of the game.
And defenseman Ryan Nair was probably concerned about those penalties when Cam Smith slipped behind the goal. He did not go aggressively at him, knowing that he may check him in the head. Tried to play smart defense. Cam Smith regains his footing, finds Kemp. Kemp scores the goal to tie at 6:44. Face-off won by Vaccaro to continue the play. Vaccaro just dominating at the face-off X.
Vaccaro just needs to move his feet right now, be smart.
Ball taken away. Ball's flag is on the field. And the whistle blows. Whistle blows. Flint Carter walking patiently away. He is going to make the call here. He's going to talk it over with Steve Hood. They're going to have a conference about that. I did not see anything egregious happen there. I thought that the face-off win and the turning of the corner there was a good play by Culver, and I thought that the trailing Nick Rena made a really good trail check to dislodge that ball. So it'll be really interesting what that call is.
Byron, I agree with you. Yeah, I didn't see anything on that trail check by Rena that would have drawn a flag at all. So maybe it's not what we saw. Maybe it's something that was behind the play.
So it looks like signaled a technical foul there. So it'll be a 30-second penalty. So I'm not sure what they're calling. But they are giving the ball to Culver. So Culver will be up a man in a tie game with 6:32. It's a 30-second penalty. Looks like a 30-second hold. That must have been an off-ball hold, or perhaps Rena had the stick in there too long. And it's going to be a 14-14 game in the fourth quarter, 6:32 to go. Culver has started the play on the extra man offense. Now, can Culver answer with their extra man offense the way the Royals did with theirs? Pass it around, feed it into the crease. Good shot.
They did not have anyone to back up the shot.
Boy, that was a great play. They fed the crease to Henry Zahner. Zahner got the shot off while he got hit. That shot went errant and then was raced back by the Royal defense. Royal defense wins the ball. They're on the clear now in the hands of Cannon Ellsbury, who gets it over to Nick Rena. Nick Rena, the long stick, the magical long stick himself, is telling everybody to go deep, and he'll take care of this. He feeds through, finds Cam Smith at X. He's double teamed by Culver. He gets away from it. Touches up the box. He keeps going. He's going to be defended hard by number 4, Cameron Hitchcock. Cameron Hitchcock's all over him. Good defense by Cameron Hitchcock. He's being aggressive and not causing any penalties. Cam Smith's being patient with the ball, moves the ball up top. Tyler Renchin back to Kemp. Kemp kicks it out. Looks like it's slowed down by David Sage. Lucas DeVoe's now got the ball. We've got 5:35 on the clock.
This is
DeVoe with possession.
Really important possession for HSE right now.
Oh, and an errant pass, fortunately staved by Cam Smith.
Really important. If they score, this place is going to erupt.
Absolutely. But at this point, they know what's on the line. They seem to be patient. They want to do what they do all year and take this offense and spread it out. Pull the defense with him as David Sage beats his first guy, makes the feed. Feed to goal line extended. And a goal scored by number 4, Keegan Logan. The two-time All-American finds the twine to take the lead. 15-14 with 5:11 on the clock in the fourth quarter of the championship game. Here comes the replay. Let's take a look at this. David Sage with the dodge.
David Sage with the dodge. Late second slide by number 21, Ryan Tampos, leaving that shooter wide open for the goal.
You do not want to leave a two-time All-American alone and give him a shot like that. As good as Chris Roth is in there, a 5-yard shot by a two-time All-American he's going to bury that 9 out of 10 times, and in the championship game, you know that's going to be 10 out of 10. It's 15-14 with 5:11 on the clock in the championship game. The Royals have taken the lead on their home field. The number 3 Royals are battling at the face-off axe with Alex Vaccaro. It's one. Flag is down. Whistle blows. And now we got a hold.
Another
hold call. It's going to be a hold on the Royals. It's going to be a technical foul. So there's another face-off situation where Nick Rena, in the face-off scrum, is getting called to the hold by having a stick in there because he's throwing checks. So I think that plays in the favor here of the Culver Eagles. Culver Eagles get another opportunity with an extra man for 30 seconds here with 5:03 on the clock in the fourth quarter of the championship game to even this thing at 15. We are at 29 goals scored between these two teams at a fury pace. So here we are. Michael Bacher is going to start with the ball. Number 2 for Culver. He's got 4 goals on the game. He's going to start the extra man offense. They're out there with Jackson Gray, Henry Zahner. They've got Lahey and Bauer and Joel Stevens. So they've put all of their offensive weapons in there. The delay here has helped everybody settle down. The referees blow the whistle and it started. We've got 5 minutes to go in the championship game.
We've got a chant of defense coming from the crowd, who is being treated to an excellent state championship game.
As we hoped for and as we expected, and a shot comes through, shot wide, that hits the post. Cannon Ellis finished off Jackson Gray he hit that shot. He hit him chest to chest and flattened him. That is a call that you usually get if you're the Culver Eagles, but in the championship games, it looks like the refs are not going to call that. That is a physical play. Cannon Ellsbury got away with that, I think.
That's the second time we've seen physicality and some physical play from HSE against Culver.
And that 30-second penalty is released. Zahner
held on to that
Zahner.
just a little bit too long. Once he caught that, we really would have wanted to see him get that
Boom,
ball
another
out of his
physical
stick.
play. Flag is down. Ethan Blake gets that, passes that off, gets it upfield. It's now the freshman Kemp with the ball. Freshman Kemp going to keep it in, moves it over to his teammate. Cam Smith does an excellent job of keeping that in play. The flag is on the field. This is a free possession for the Royals. The Royals get an opportunity to get a shot, and they do with DeVoe. Hits the ground and hits his teammate. So David Sage is going to have to walk that one off because you know what? He's not coming off the field right now. He's going to have to walk that off. The good news for him is he's not on the extra man offense, so he's going to be feel free and guilt-free to go sub off after getting hit with DeVoe's shot.
I wonder if the officials saw on what they called that flag, maybe a defenseless player in regards to that contact. Maybe the head was turned to the ball carrier. Trying to envision why that would be called and not contact in our previous possession by Culver.
The game has gotten physical here in the fourth quarter. The referees are trying to keep it under control, so they are going to now say, looks like a 1-minute penalty is being assessed for, I have not seen a signal. I thought perhaps that was unnecessary roughness. So we're going to have number 45, Jackson Gray, who got himself flattened and then turned around and had an opportunity to hit Ethan Blake himself. And unfortunately for the Eagles, he has to take a knee. That's going to be a penalty. That's a 1-minute assessment here. And it's going to be Tyler Wrenchin, number 20, with the ball. With 3:57 on the clock in the fourth quarter, this thing's coming down to the end, my friends. This is going to be a man-up advantage for 1 minute for the Royals. The Royals are probably going to burn almost all of that before they go to the goal. That's what I would do if I were the coach, and it looks like they're just passing it around the perimeter. They're going to force the Eagles to come out and play them. Matt, do you see anything different happening at this point?
No, and it actually looks like now they're attempting to extend out a little bit, but it looks like Culver's just a little bit hesitant.
They don't want to get beat, but at the same token, there's plays moving. They're shifting guys. The Royals are trying to burn clock, but also maintain possession. They do have the man advantage, so the question is, are they going to go to the goal now? Are they going to go to the goal late? We're looking at 3:18 on the clock. It's going to be 2:57 when that penalty is released, so they're probably going to burn it down to right about 3 minutes before they take a chance here. Wrenchin now passing it down to Buckner. Buckner
Wide
sees the
open
field.
on the crease.
Oh, boy, he had an opportunity there, and there's a dive by Fike, but that was a pass that was deflected. That went out of bounds, and they're giving it to they're giving that to the Culver Eagles. I thought that was deflected by a Culver player.
It did look like it was deflected off of the stick of
But either
of
way,
Culver.
they are perhaps they called that a shot that was deflected, and that was a shot. And then an errant pass, but before the errant pass, there's a timeout by the Culver Eagles. With 2:53 on the clock, the Royals ahead, 15-14 on their home field, the number 3 seed Hamilton Southeastern Royals 15, the Culver Eagles 14. Timeout by Coach Kirk Brown for the Eagles as they have possession and they're attempting to clear. Matt, coming out of this timeout, what is Kirk Brown trying to tell his Eagle teams?
I think you need to settle them down just a little bit, make sure they get a solid possession. We definitely want the ball in the hands of Bacher, or at least to draw the HSE defense to slide towards him and then get that ball in motion. Yeah, obviously you've got Topher Bauer, Joel Stevens, Tyler Lahey, even Henry Zahner. You have a number of different weapons that you can get the ball to, but I think you got to initiate with Michael Bacher and make sure that he draws some sort of a slide to get that defense moving and in rotation.
And we see at least one player for the Royals on the ground getting attended to. He's getting stretched out. Looks like it's a bit cramps. This late in the game, everybody's sweat's running out of their bodies. It's been an intense game, especially this fourth quarter with a huge comeback by the Royals. They now have a 1-goal lead with 2:53 on the clock. We talked about, Matt, early in the game that we were looking for someone who was a non-star. We knew that Bacher was going to get his points, and he was equal to Lucas DeVoe. And we knew that Keegan Logan would do well, and we knew that Topher Bauer would do well. But somebody needed to step forward, and it looks like Ryan Kemp stepped forward for the for the Royals. Ryan Kemp, the freshman, making his name known here.
Absolutely, 4 goals, 1 assist, really making a statement in the state championship game as a freshman.
So,
great job. But you know what? Really hats off to both these teams. They are leaving it all out on the field. People are diving for loose balls. this is the effort that you want to see from two teams in a state championship game. Just excited to be a part of this.
What an exceptional game we're witnessing by these young athletes. And we've got Jackson Gray for the Eagles is going to start to try and finish the clear off that was called. Timeout was called. Looks like he's going to do that successfully, even though there was a whack attempt by Cam Smith. The Royals had settled into a defense before they got there, and it looks like they're on a zone defense. It's a little bit spread out, but it is a zone defense. And last time they ran a zone defense early on, they seem to have lose Michael Bacher. It's hard to lose that big fella, but sometimes they lose him. So looks like they're going to go to the defense to try to slow this game down. With 2:28 left on the clock, they're going to try and burn clock by playing defense really soft. It's going to be Jackson Gray kicks it around. The Culver Eagles trying to find that goal. And who do they go to? They're turning at this point to Topher Bauer. Topher Bauer scoring the game winner last night. He's got the bear. He's being chased by the defense. He's going to give that ball up back to his teammate. That's Joel Stevens. Joel Stevens kicks it up to Zahner. Zahner's get that ball back out here to Jackson. Oh, what a shifty dodge. Good look by Jackson Gray. He pump fakes twice. Pump fakes again. Loses the handle. It's a scrum of the ground ball in the middle of the field. This is one of those weird plays that could come up with something. The referees call a hold, and they're going to award that to loose ball hold. They award it to the Eagles. So the Eagles get an opportunity with Henry Zahner. Zahner's going to start with the ball on the left side. We've got 1:44 on the clock. The clock is running.
And there's Michael Bacher. I would have thought he would have stepped out a little sooner to get possession of that ball.
But instead, they're going to give it to Zahner. Zahner over to Bacher. Bacher, head fake, moves. He's being placed by Starnes. Starnes, the short stick defensive midi, is up to the task. And here's Jackson Gray. Jackson Gray down the side. He gets inside. We've got Kenan Ellsbury, makes a penalty on him. And then here's Zahner with a shot wide. And the flag was down. That was a good possession by Culver all the way around, forcing the defense, prodding, moving it to the next guy. And they finally got what they were looking for, at least in the form of a penalty. It's going to be Kenan Ellsbury with the penalty. It looked to me like it's going to be a 30-second hold. Perhaps they got him for a 1 minute. There was 1 minute and 18 seconds on the clock. Culver will have a man advantage. They're going to assess this penalty now. And Kenan Ellsbury being a little bit too aggressive there. The young, exceptional player. He's second-team All-State. Got the best of him there. Culver this time is now going to have 6 against 5. They are a man up. They are down by 1 with 1:18 on the clock in the fourth quarter of the state championship game. Whistle blows. Ball moves. Culver is going to move this ball around. They force the defense to extend and look for the seams. They don't mind moving guys. They have to go play with a little bit of urgency. They skipped it through. Jackson Gray finds a seam, rips it.
There was a deflection there off of his shot.
That was deflected high, and they awarded that to the Royals. Because in that situation, the Royal was closest to where the ball went out, not closest to the line. There was a mild protest by the Eagles, but it looked to me like that was going to be close either way. But the referees were in line to make that call, so we're going to default to them. Nick Rena's got the ball. He's taking his time coming up the field. We're under a minute. We've got 55 seconds to play. Nick Rena with a dodge against the attackman. Lahey, they get it off. It's going to be David Sage. David Sage running through the middle. Lahey tracks him down. Stevens tracks him down. Now there's going to be a timeout called by the Royals with 45 seconds on the clock. 45 seconds left in the championship game. We may be witnessing a brand new team to win the high school state championship in the Royals.
Definitely exciting game so far. Look for Culver to come out of this timeout, locking off all players that do not have the ball and double teaming that ball and trying with every effort that they have to gain possession of that ball so that they can get possession and attempt to score a goal here and tie this game up, send it into overtime.
I'll tell you what, you're a coach in the huddle right here. You're throwing the playbook out. You're throwing all the strategy out. You are one of these coaches, and both of these coaches are probably just telling these guys, go make a play. For the Royals, the play they have to make is maintain possession and get it across the 50 and get it into the box so that they don't lose a turnover on time without losing possession by the riding team of the Eagles. The Eagles, on the other hand, have to ride like madmen, lock guys off, put that ball on the ground, pick up the ground ball, and try to get something happening in 45 seconds. There's no play to design for that. This is just going to be an effort play by both teams. This is going to be exciting coming out of this timeout. The referees are giving them plenty of time to talk it over. They're letting these guys rest. We're making sure everybody gets water in this situation. And when they come out here, it's going to be 45 seconds of fury.
Absolutely. Everything right now, 45 seconds with the state championship on the line. You're going to see people diving for this ball.
So I think we're going to go make sure that we see this coming out of here. I'm really excited to see 45 seconds. I don't think 45 seconds at the end of the game has been more anticipated than what's happening right now. I've got goosebumps waiting for it. The referees have blown the whistle to make them break the huddle. They're now going to place the ball in the hands of David Sage. Correction, that is that Tyler Wrench in there?
I cannot see his number.
Can't see the number from here, but the Royals are...
It looks like it. It does look like Tyler.
Tyler Wrench in there. Number 20 with the ball to start. They're going to ride with Topher Bauer and Joel Stevens. Joel Stevens, Topher Bauer are going to try and keep him on this side of the field. And they're locked off everywhere. They've got Fight, 32. The long stick mini is in position to come after him. They've run Tyler down the sidelines. He stays in bounds somehow, gets it in. He touches the box. They now have to keep it in.
Really important for them to start applying pressure. I don't know why they're not applying pressure sooner.
I think they're going after. There's the pressure.
There it is.
Cam Smith trying to handle everything that could be thrown at him by Hitchcock. Hitchcock's all over Smith. Smith keeps going, slides to the ground, runs away from pressure. He's still trying to stay in the box. Fight comes over for the double team. Fight's double teaming him. Ripped to the ground. Cam Smith, there's a loose ball. There's 15 seconds left on the clock. Ball get picked up by Culver. Culver flicks it to stay in bounds. The whistle blows with 12 seconds. Culver's out of bounds. Ball's going to be awarded by the Royals. We are 12 seconds away from a new state championship, my friends. The new state champions, the Royals, have 12 seconds, and they're going to make history here by being the 6th team in the state of Indiana to win a state championship. Ball gets thrown in. The clock is running. The goalie comes out. They're double teaming, triple teaming. Shot goes, deflected, picked up, kicked out behind, and the ball's on the ground. Lucas DeVoe with 1 second on the clock. This thing's going to be over. Lucas DeVoe checks the clock, walks on the field, waits for the whistle blow, throws it in the air. New championship, Hamilton Southeastern Royals. Congratulations to Coach Beasley and the Royals with an epic comeback in the 4th quarter to win the Indiana High School State Championship for 2018.
This is a great scene for Indiana High School lacrosse with our new state champion, Hamilton Southeastern. Got a lot of kids storming the field right now, definitely excited for their classmates, their teammates. Great job by all teams, all players, all coaches in this game. Well played game, lots of fun, really exciting. Congratulations to the Hamilton Southeastern Royals winning their first state championship.
What an exceptional game by the Culver Eagles. You could not have asked for a better effort from those fellows. It's got to be a little bit heartbreaking there to lose it late, but what an exceptional effort by the senior-led team. And see the Royals pull this one out. Their fans are all over the field. They're waving flags. They're celebrating on the field. It looks like a yard sale with all the equipment and sticks that are thrown around. They are definitely going to celebrate tonight. The Royals all over the field, and they're enjoying it. Meanwhile, Culver is huddling up. They're talking it out as Coach Brown's probably talking to his fellas that they put a good effort on the field, and they've got nothing to be ashamed of. We brought back into the box. It's Coach Steve Kinney. Steve, how did you feel about that?
Amazing game all the way around. Obviously, a 1-goal game. Really, to me, the difference in that second half was the number of shots that Culver took. They went from shooting almost 20 shots in the first half to 10 shots in the second half. And give credit to HSE and their defense and the coaches at HSE. But wonderful championship game here tonight.
I think you were talking about it. You hit the nail on the head. We made the adjustments were made. They were making adjustments on defense for the Royals. They were countering there. By the Eagles, they were making adjustments. The customary handshake here to show the level of sportsmanship that you see in the game of lacrosse. You see this at every game. You see the kids shake hands. This is not just something that we do for a state championship game, but both teams line up and they shake hands. Lacrosse is just one of those unique sports that still ultimately, as much as it's grace and violence put together, it's still a gentleman's sport. And so it's good to see these guys shaking hands and congratulating each other. It's a bit of a heartbreaker for the Eagles, but what an exceptional win for the Royals. It's really, really nice to see another team break through, not just to the championship game, but to win that championship game. We're going to be here for a little bit and watch the presentation of these trophies and try to see if we can find out who the MVPs are. Do you have an MVP for that game?
I do, and in the pregame broadcast, you said that the stars from each team will kind of zero each other out, and it's going to be which non-star, which non-All-American is going to step up, and it was Ryan Kemp. Ryan Kemp finished with 4 goals, 1 assist. to me, he was the MVP of this game.
And, you could probably give it to anybody on either of those teams. We saw an exceptional game from all of those players. I thought that we had, Michael Bacher doing a great job there for Culver, and he was a force to be reckoned with, and it forced the Royals to do multiple things on defense. And they're the best player for sure for Culver that kept them in it for as long as they possibly could was Alec Vaccaro, the face-off specialist. And it was a tribute to the coaching staff of Beasley and Neil Barnes and Jeff Dahm back there for the Royals to throw whatever they could. They put two wings with long sticks. They put the long stick in the face-off X. They had Tony Cassiri facing off. They were sending Ben Buckner in to the wings, who hadn't seen a lot of playing time. They sent Ty DeSplinter in there. They sent Rena up on the wings. They sent Cannon Ellsbury up on the wings. So they did whatever they could to find a way to win some ground balls and to win some face-offs, as well as calling timeouts and calling mouthpiece checks and holding the ball at the end of the whistle. They every trick in the book, and you're going to have to, at this level, you're going to have to pull every trick in the book to beat an exceptional team like Culver.
Yeah, one of the things I also noticed was the disparity in penalties, and it talks about the age of the team. Culver is their team is dominated by freshmen and sophomores, and HSC is seniors who may have had a little bit cooler head in the tense moments tonight.
Well, and that's true, and I think we've got an opportunity here to witness something historic in the annals of Indiana lacrosse history. But I was just thrilled this entire game. And I actually want to have a special thanks to Imodium AD. Was not feeling very well at the beginning of the broadcast here, but Imodium seemed to kick in, and I was able to stick it out here. And boy, thank God I did, because we were witness to an exceptional game by two very talented teams, and they earned their way to this championship game. I mean, Culver had to beat Carmel, the number 1 seed, in overtime in the semifinals even to get here. HSE had to beat the number 2 seed Cathedral in order to get here. And what happened in the semifinals was that the regular season winners actually went on to win. And in the championship game, that was undone because the Culver Eagles had defeated on May 12th, 8-7, had the regular season victory, and the payback was for the Royals winning the state championship. So you can see these guys gathering around the field. We actually, Vice President of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association, Matt McEnroe, he's now, you'll see him in the blue with the yellow striped shirt walking out to the middle of the field. He is going to present the second place trophy here to Michael Bacher and the Culver Eagles. So the runner-up trophy, it's something that they can hang, and at this point I think they're going to be a little head hung about it. And now we're going to make the presentation for the 2018 Indiana High School Lacrosse State Champions. And here is the giant plaque in the shape of Indiana being handed off by the Vice President of the Indiana High School Lacrosse Association, Matt McEnroe, who'd been up in the booth for us, and he's handing it off to John Vahostra. That is what a great show of sportsmanship by the Royals. John Vahostra, who has torn his ACL, didn't get an opportunity to get into this game because of injury, and they let him bring the trophy to the team. They are holding that plaque high and jumping around, and they have earned it, as well as the traveling trophy that goes along with that, donated by the John Stanley family. Back in the day, there's a traveling trophy with a picture of an Indian lacrosse player on it that gets to travel, and their plaque for the Hamilton Southeastern Royals will be on that for the rest of time. So, boy, it's really exciting to see that as fans and family are walking on the field. And this has been an exceptional game, and I was glad you guys tuned in. This is something that we got to see history making. I'm Byron Stankus, and on behalf of Steve Kinney, Matt McEnroe, and the Hamilton County TV audience crew, thank you very much, and a special thanks to Jim Walford, who makes this all happen for us. So this is Byron Stankus signing off from Hamilton Southeastern after the Indiana Lacrosse State Championship. Thank you for signing in.